Welcome everyone. I'm trying to pull this thing up. Oh, I don't know what is going on. I don't know if they've taken out the please let me know if you can hear me. I want to make sure my video is working. Please let me know if you can hear me, guys. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, as they say. Yeah, I don't know what is happening here. I'm trying to pull up the video of the yeah. Hey, welcome, 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 welcome. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Oh. I hope everyone is doing well, well, well. Mm. I'm looking to pull up the video for you guys. I am hoping that I can pull it up. Yeah, there's something wrong with this video. See something. Does anybody know where I can go get the full video to watch for this? It looks like this one has been for some reason corrupted. I don't know. I don't know what has happened to that. Mm, mm. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this Labour Party NEC meeting and all of that? What is you people's take on it? Because to be honest with you, I sit down look now they look, I no go like it because what is happening here? Hey, Eunice, welcome. Long time, sis. It's been a while. Sending you lots of hugs. How have you been? Oh my goodness. Yeah? How now? Welcome. Oh, good to have you, sis. I don't know. I don't know. Whoever has seen, I know this neck meeting, I don't know what to make of it because suddenly our papa has showed up again. Our papa has read his ugly head again. You know, I don't know what to make because Nigeria, we need to take the country back, because it's not looking good. And I don't know. Allegedly, I hear that T-Pain is not his best. I hear they are covering up. Allegedly, they say the man, the hand they shake, leg they shake. Baba, we know where they shout me no come. Allegedly, don't go and quote me, Mhm. That's all I can say. Allegedly, allegedly. They are saying that something is not right with him. Some lady came and shared that information. Let me play the clips that I have here for you guys because I don't know what to make of what's going on with the entire upload. So bear with me, guys. And then after, we're going to talk about what you guys think because to be honest with you, I don't know what to make of this whole neck meeting. I really don't know. To be honest, I don't have any okay.
As a family, because we're choosing to be family. Yeah. And this family does not exclude anybody. And what he has said, let's do the right thing. Let's go and do from ward to local government to state to zone, come and do it nationally. Everybody is free to contest. Everybody is free to. By the time the caretaker comes down with whatever they want, everybody is free. Nobody is excluded. We will ensure fairness. We want to build a party that will be fair, a party that will be just, a party that people can look at and say, this is how this party is. We want to go into the next election knowing fully well that we're offering Nigerians the best of people and competent people for House of Assembly, yes, for House of Rep, yes, for Senate, yes, for Governor, for any level of election. We want to be ready. We want to correct even mistakes made in the past. Yes, sir. Because there were mistakes. Yes. So we need to correct it. We're not going to be sure that whoever wants to contest House of Assembly now will be a Labour member. Yes. Not on transit. Yes. We want to be sure that you go to the House of Rep and no passerby, they are members of our party. Yes. And they are competent. Yes. And they will stand with the party. Because what to be a party of ideology. No party where you just elect people and they become whatever goes on. Yes. And I thank those who stood, especially my brother, there. At the time, even if you're a lone voice, yes, sir, be alone. Thank you, sir. We must have senators who agree with us. That is what we want. Even if we go and fail, we'll fail. But it is better to fail being right than be on the side of wrong. Yes, sir. That is what we want. And we're going to do that for Nigeria. Do not fear anybody. So, those who feared yesterday have not done it better. Yes. We must speak when things are wrong. Yes. Nigeria is collapsing. Yes. Anybody can say anything. The numbers are clear. The indices are clear. Very clear. More and more people, poorer. You want to go to your village. The people who are begging now are no longer, there are even people who are chosen that are no longer people who used to see that are begging. Even in this hotel. Every time I enter this hotel now, I see people who are telling me, Oga, I just came to Abuja, I can't go back. So that shows you, these are where I used to come and people say, Oga, will you drink? Come and eat, come and do this. Nobody's offering me anything. That shows how bad it is. When you now see somebody with that, but I'm telling you, I can't go back. So let us know that things are difficult, things are bad. It is time for all of us to come together. I thank those of you who are doing very well. Let us stand together and ensure that the ranks, starting from our party, so chair and leaders, I must thank all of you. Thank our performing governor. Yes, sir. Thank all those who are here for their contribution, for their support and everything. I know that Jati came at least some of the senators, Ogene and Co and everything. I heard you've been removed as corpus. I thought I didn't see you in the first place. So I think we have our own minority chief and everything. So we thank everybody. Let us remain firm as a family. We have a lot of work to do. Let's go and face that work and do it justly. Loving each other. If there's anybody who has shown us hatred, let's show them love. We can't reply. So we must extend love to everybody. We must be part of everything that is happening. We must remember that families do disagree and reconcile and move on as a family. So let us go, whatever happened in the past, let's march on the future, assuring that we will get to where we're going. Labour Party.
(2023) in 2022 and 2023, there was only one party that was conditioned to win the elections, and Labour Party won the election. What happened? Of course, they switched off IREV, they changed the meaning of English language, and they bent our constitution. And I remain by what I said. This serving government remains questionably constitutional. And of course, I will not forget my able chairman, Senator Nenadi. In 2022 and 2023, there was only one party that was conditioned
Hey, wetin I hear? So the people wey dem give appointment for Abuja say make dem come Sorok this week. Dem say na France. APC. Oku o farapamọ fẹ́ tó máa sin. All this packaging wey una dey package my papa, I don't understand. So you are telling us now that we that have appointment in Abuja this week, we should go to France. So they don't open another APC presidency office for France. Baba go for medical. Baba nowhere. This is the problem that I have in this country. After una go say this girl no get home training, what is the lies for? The president is not feeling one. Somebody that is politically 73 years old, originally above 80. My own father, you are now packaging for the citizens that Baba has gone for meeting in France. Who is that person that released that press statement? Instead of you people to tell the people the condition that Baba is, so that they will be praying for the president. And just Baba needs prayer. Who has the highest number of churches in the world? Nigeria. And one come and Ganusi, at Ganusi, Nigeria. So why are you telling like that? Baba go France, he go review policy. John Tori or no. So say policy when you want review. John, he don't pay IMF loan. Nigeria is no longer part of the 10 countries that are owing. At least Baba don't be run down. Give people such information. Let them know what the party has done and what the presidency has done too. Give them what they do. One Parape, Baba has gone to France to go and review. At whose cost? Is it person who sponsor Tinubu go France to go review? Hey, John Torana, which policy will not be review for here? The policy that the food they are sharing up is not reaching down. Now you want go review. The policy that local government share, all the money where they are collecting, they pocket them. Now you want go review. All the money where they give governors, they are not distributed equally. Shall that one go review for France? And Torain, this government is deceiving the people, and you know that is what I don't like. My advice is, I will backslide, but to be born again, me, because I want people to focus on the focus and work. But this lie that you are lying to the citizens, I don't like it. Stop disrespecting the voters. Except it is not their vote that counted. Stop disrespecting the voters. Why are you lying to people in the age of democracy? Baba is not feeling fine. Baba wants to go and see doctor. Shey they don't repair all the hospital for Nigeria. When Baba go the one where they for. I be no hospital for Bodilon area. Check out the hospital ni Ikoyi, Ikeja, Surulere and Tinsi. Abi Abuja. They have not fixed the health system of this country. So Baba will still go to France to see doctor. As a matter of fact, personal doctor, why are you packaging it? Now it's a Gen Z. You people are packaging lie. The president is not feeling fine. We don't have facility to take care of the president. The president want to go and receive medical attention. So shut now, all the people when they give appointment for Abuja for this week and next week, share now France will go enter plane by. You'll be deceiving the people. You'll be deceiving. Definitely, it's like their vote did not count. Their vote did not count because what is the audacity that you people have? Media age, the Minister of Information, who disseminated this kind of information to the public. Baba not sending all this lie. Baba is not feeling fine. Make una gather all the pastor, Allah of Awoli. Make them they pray for Baba that God should strengthen him. Baba think that kusherensi. Baba they faint anyhow. Let them pray for him. Don't package him. Don't let anything be sudden. Let our mind be prepared for the best or the worst. Mama Parosh, Sabi lie for people. Tell the truth and let the devil be ashamed. Baba is not feeling fine. Anybody above 65 can fall sick. And Baba is not even 65. Baba is not, okay, politically 75. He is still in the range of people that can fall sick. I will only get one Madame of France and see because I want to see president. Please.
Oh my goodness, I beg you. Anyway, no surprises there. Nigeria is, I don't know, that geographical location. Meanwhile, Ondo State governor, they collect security fee from him people. The guy gets monthly security vote of 11.5 billion, but still squeezes the poor people in his state for security fee, and still ends up not providing the security. 200 people were unalived in the state recently. It's crazy. Okay, so this is what we talk to. Hey.
Nigeria and fanatism and its hypocrisy. Do you know that normal, if Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid are to come from Kano, Hisba supposed they find them. Hisba supposed they find them to flog or to even jail them. But the last time I checked, these are people that brings millions or if not billions of naira into Nigerian economy. But the fact is, whatever they are doing doesn't negate the constitution. So that is why I'm trying to say that till we get to a point in time in this country where the fundamental rights of human beings in that country is considered superior and ultimate above religious and cultural beliefs, we're not going anywhere. That is just it. A quick example. Let's look at it. At the moment, in practicality, it seems very impossible or very hard for anybody now to say he wants to go to Sokoto, Katsina, Zamfara, to say he wants to have a piggery. Why? Because these practices religiously, they are considered to be something that is an abomination. But if you look at the likes of countries like China, this is one of the things that contributes like millions or billions of naira to their GDP. But in Nigeria now, a kind of a certain set of religious and cultural belief have criminalized that. And you can't do that. And the fact is, if I must tell you the truth, we are one Nigeria only on paper. But in practicality, we are not one Nigeria. Because the one Nigeria I know should be all-encompassing. It should tolerate all the actions or all the whatever of an individual as long as it doesn't negate the basic founding principles. That is just it. freedom of whatever you want to do, as long as it's enshrined and legitimately in the constitution. But the reverse is the case in Nigeria. And where do you see this? You see this more in the north. Prove me wrong when I say that statistically, a lot of unaliving, a lot of radicality is associated majorly with the north. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Radicality and a lot of things that are religiously inclined happens in the north. But the fact is, we all don't get to see all these traces of fanatism before they are fully blown, and that is why we're taking off guard. But I want to bring to your notice some elements of this fanatism before it becomes full-blown, before everybody starts complaining of, which is the fact that at any point in time that you see somebody judging somebody by virtue of what he eats, he criminalizes him by virtue of what he eats that doesn't affect him. That is fanatism. And at any point in time, be it Christian or Muslim, that you have that conviction or you have that belief that anybody that is not a Christian or a Muslim is not making heaven, you are a fanatic. And in going forward, we need to get rid of some terminologies that are biased, like Arne. In the north now, when you say Arne, the Christians are considered Arne. And Arne is idol worshippers or people that don't believe in God. We have to get rid of Aboki. We have to get rid of Inyamuri, as long as you are saying those things with bad intention. These are the things that divide our country. These are the basic things that divide our country. And let's look at it. Normal, all things being equal. If Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido are to come from a particular region in the north now, those people, his bar, are supposed to be looking for them, to tie them and flog them or even imprison them. And these are people that contribute heavily to Nigeria's GDP. These are people that are even bringing global recognition to Nigeria. But they can be criminalized now because they don't stand for a kind of a religious or a cultural belief. You see how I keep saying that the North is taking other people back? These are the reasons I'm saying. And these reasons are tangible and factual. But the fact is, the government, to some certain extent, I blame them because they are not responsive in regards to this. Because I don't see any reason why people will be complaining of. One of the major problems we have in that country is the fact that the herders and the farmers clashes. And what is the solution to this? Banned open grazing. Developed countries have banned open grazing. Why is it hard to ban? Because in so doing, it's going to affect your vote. It's going to affect your vote, and everybody will want to turn deaf ears. And as far as some of these politicians are concerned, my brother, personal interest supersede national interest. That is their modus operandi. Personal interest supersedes national interest. And that is the way they operate. And I also want to bring to your notice that, I see in comments in regards to the videos I make, that a lot of these Hausas do it in Hausa version. Let me tell you, and let me give you an example. Ina jin Hausa sosai ba abin da zaka iya gaya min a Hausa da bana ji. But the fact is, what I mean is, I hear Hausa well and I can express myself fluently in Hausa, and I'm a true Nigerian. There's nothing you will tell me that I don't understand in Hausa or I can't express myself. But that is not the point. A lot of people have even said I'm a South African, I'm a missionary, hired to come and cause division or to come and scatter. But that is not the case. The fact is, the fanatics we're talking about here are on this platform and they comprehend English very well.
So I really don't have much to say. in this, to be honest with you guys. I don't know. Even this election, even with the fact that Labour Party, they've had a meeting and everything, everybody's joyful and rejoicing. I don't know what to make of it, if you ask me, to be honest. I really don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, most of these people, the my own be say Nigeria not fit continue the way they continue, and I don't think an election is going to give us what we want.
Two feuding parties in the leadership crisis summoned separate National Executive Council meetings to deliberate on the way forward after the Supreme Court judgment. Now, while the Julius Abure-led party leadership summoned a NEC meeting on Monday, the Governor Alex Oti, Peter Obi-led stakeholders have scheduled theirs for Wednesday, April 9, right here in Abuja. Well, the Julius Abure party has also threatened.
Sorry, this is not what I wanted to do. I found the full video actually, so it is fantastic.
The Executive Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Mr. Peter Obi, Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general election. Her Excellency, distinguished Senator Nanabi Osman, the Labour Party National Chairman for the National Caretaker Committee. His Excellency, distinguished Senator Santi Baba Ahmed, the Vice Presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election. We also have with us Comrade Usman, representing the President of the Omoye LLC. Please, the national anthem. At the council of representatives, distinguished Senator Narendra Mokocha, the National Secretary of the LPNCC, Honorable Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly, Comrade Abdulwahid.
Afternoon. First, I want to start by apologizing for two things. One, for our late, and secondly, for the smallness or the size of the meeting room. We actually all know that this meeting is an emergency one, so we didn't have enough time to plan and get a bigger venue. When we tried getting a bigger venue, it wasn't possible. Most places are already fully booked, and this was the best we could knock off. So please, pardon us. I would want to start by making a few remarks, after which I'll hand over the mic to the secretary who will conduct the rest of the meeting. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, you will recall that on Friday, 4th April, 2025, the Supreme Court did justice by holding that the confirmation of Barrister Abure by the Court of Appeal was wrong and illegal. It is therefore with a great sense of relief, gratitude to Almighty God, and utmost responsibility to Nigerians alike that I'm happy to communicate that the consequence of the decision of the Supreme Court of Nigeria is that the Labour Party can now start on its journey for a rebirth. This momentous decision of the Supreme Court is noteworthy as it marks an auspicious moment in the history of our dear party, where truth, integrity, responsible leadership are given legal validation, thereby setting the tone for the rebirth of the Labour Party to push forward with its avowed principles to its members and the country at large. It is indeed a triumph for the rule of law, good governance, and for all who stand for the truth and sincerity of purpose in seeing that those with the best interests for our dear party and country are allowed to validly proceed accordingly. May I use this opportunity, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to express our collective gratitude to all party members and Nigerians at large for standing firm with the caretaker committee that was instituted many months ago, last year in Omoye here. They believed that a new Labour Party with a breath of fresh air is possible, and we still believe that a new Labour Party is possible. While celebrating our well-deserved victory, I would like to reiterate that some of the foundation stones of this great party of ours are unity, team spirit, social justice, and reconciliation. The Apex Court has rightly delivered its judgment, and it is time for all to sheathe their swords. I therefore call on all party members, whether aggrieved by the decision of the Supreme Court or not, to set aside their grievances and ambitions and come join us to build a party that will stand with the ordinary Nigerian, and a party that would ensure that the gains of democracy are available to every Nigerian. The time to make things right is now. The time to build a vibrant opposition is now. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and we have the duty to look at the big picture in spite of any venal or personal dreams or aspirations or even ambitions. It is my hope that this victory will be the threshold for the birth of a new, resilient, and people-centric Labour Party. I also want to thank the judiciary once more and Nigerians for standing firm in the face of challenges, thereby renewing our faith in democracy and the future of Nigeria. We call on the immediate past NWC members, all Labour Party men and women, both at home and in diaspora, and the obedient movement worldwide to kindly join hands with us to rebuild our party and rebuild democracy in Nigeria. I would want to seize this opportunity to say a sentence or two about the primaries for gubernatorial election to take place in Anambra State. I want to announce that the Anambra primary election is being reviewed by those concerned. And at the end of the day, we'll let everyone know what our decision is. May God bless the Labour Party. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much. God bless you.
The chair of the National Caretaker Committee of Labour Party, Your Excellencies, Dr. Peter Obi, I said, Your Excellency, Dr. Peter Obi, presidential candidate, and very hopefully the president in the next dispensation. Permit me to stand on all other protocols. I don't even need 2 minutes. The president of Congress, Nigeria Labour Congress, asked me very, very impromptu to represent him here. I was sitting with him, he just said, the former president is going to represent me. I said, okay. But I just want to draw our attention that this time around, let us not toe the line of failure again. Please, and the only way we can be able to be sure we win and win in total is for us to look very closely to any loophole that will make us fail. And therefore, every inch of the requirements of the law, we must look at in taking decisions so that at the end of the day, we will not be faltered. Luckily, the Supreme Court judgment is something that is very glaring and clear. It is left for us now to move towards legality, take care of whatever legal requirements, and we are done. I wish us every success, and I do believe that we are going to succeed. Thank you very much.
I just got paid $60,000 for my car crash from using this app on my phone. And I don't know if you could see this, but it's called...
All right. It is very pleasing to witness the fact that once in a while, our courts do give what we consider the right judgment. However, the justice system is designed to always and forever give the right judgment, not to selectively give the right judgment. This is instructive. We are not forgetting the judgments of the 2023 presidential election, which, as far as we are concerned, Labour Party won. So I repeat, justice is meant to be consistent. Justice is meant to be always and forever, not just when it is convenient. However, the little that they are given, we appreciate, and we hope they will continue. My leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there used to be a party, a mammoth, that said it was going to misrule Nigeria for 60 years. Today, that party is not only a department, it is a detachment of another party. There was a party that was reduced to one state. They use religion, they use the other realm, they use ethnicity, they use everything, and they bounced back. And they have been misruling Nigeria with impunity greater than those. Stand firm, stand with the truth. Learn from history and do not be afraid. Right now, there is no space for anybody in that misruling party. And they have destroyed the opportunity for anybody to contest an old party that wanted to misrule for 60 years. What does that leave us with? Labour Party. Don't ever underestimate who you are. Don't ever underestimate what you have. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourselves. I've been saying this. Do not be scared. The appointments they are making are fake. The appointments they are making are illegal. The paraphernalia of governance that they're enjoying, spending our money, destroying our country, is only but for a limited time. Do not be scared. Believe in yourselves. The saying goes that there may be another movement. You know, I'll not hide it. Let us see it. Labor is there. Labor is the only option. And that, like I said, in 2022 and 2023, there was only one party that was conditioned to win the elections, and Labour Party won the election. What happened? Of course, they switched off IREV, they changed the meaning of English language, and they bent our constitution. And I remain by what I said. This serving government remains questionably constitutional. And of course, I will not forget my able chairman, Senator Nenadi. The high point of her speech is that she is extending a hand of friendship and brotherliness to whoever is aggrieved. Labour Party will continue to do that. Embrace and embrace, because you cannot go into that old party. You are wasting your time. It's a detachment. You cannot go into APC because there is no space for anybody. Instead, what is happening, they will realize there is no space for anybody anywhere. The only option continues to remain Labour Party. At the right time, I will say more. Thank you very much.
Dr. Alex John.
Your Excellency.
Homeowners, if you want to sell your house fast for all cash, stop what you're doing and watch this, because Osborne Homes wants to buy.
Excellency, the former governor of Anambra State and presidential candidate of Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Mr. BCON, your deputy, Senator Dati Baba Ahmed, National Chairman of the Caretaker Committee, Senator Esther Nenadi Osman, the Deputy Governor of Abia State, Engineer Ikechukwu Emetu, who is celebrating his birthday today. The Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emmanuel Ihoma Emerowa. Please permit me to use you to recognize all members of our different houses of assembly, including the Deputy Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly. Let me use distinguished Senator Victor Ume to reach out to all our senators, both serving and retired, that are seated here. I'd like to recognize the Secretary of the Caretaker Committee, distinguished Senator Darlington Wokocha, the leader of the House of Reps Caucus, Honorable Ogene. Let me use you to reach out to your colleagues, both serving and retired. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all our governorship candidates and other candidates of Labour Party who are here, I want to welcome you and thank you for finding time to be here in person. I, on behalf of all of you, accept the apologies of the chairman of the Caretaker Committee. I think she may have been overwhelmed because the time I checked, I understood that the register said there will be no more than 40 or 50 people here. But then I think the interest that has been shown on the Labour Party itself and then the judgment that was passed last Friday got a lot of people here. So I want to accept your apologies, and I know you're a woman of excellence. I want to say, like I had said before, that it is a welcome relief that the Supreme Court gave the judgment that they gave on Friday, whose certified true copy just arrived minutes ago to 48 pages. The 48-page document was very clear in saying that it is all of you seated here that constitute the leadership.
Most people have no clue that in 20 law allows any American to launch their credit scores into the 700
of the party. I also want to make the point that we are law-abiding people. We sat on the 4th of September, 2024, where we unanimously elected a 29-member caretaker committee. Shortly after that exercise, our brothers on the other side went to court and got a judgment that pronounced them the leaders of the party. If we were not law-abiding, we would have started dragging the office. But we all said, since there was a court judgment, let us follow the process. And the process ended on Friday. We expected that everybody who actually wants the survival and the progress of democracy in Nigeria and that of Labour Party would have accepted that judgment. In any case, you don't have a choice because Supreme Court is the final arbiter in matters like this. So You may not like the judgment, but you must obey the judgment. Anybody who is doing anything else is constituting himself into a law by himself. Now, I like the tone of the speech that was made by our national chairman. And instead of being aggressive like they have been, threatening people with expulsion and suspension, she called on all of them to come back so that we can all sit down and rebuild this party. Those who have their ears, please, I would like to join our national chairman in appealing to them. There is no need fighting. I had sat with Mr. Bure last year, and I asked him, I said, what do you really want? And he said he didn't want anything. I said, okay, I can speak with my leaders, and you can become a BOT chairman. I offer that with their approval. Or if you want to still lead this party, let's go through the process. Go and purchase a form when the process starts. And if you win, you return as chairman. But I also gave him some pieces of advice. I said, if I were you, I wouldn't want to lead people who wouldn't want me to lead them. So if you come into this kind of room and I present myself and I say, I want to be your chairman, and you say you don't want me to be, there is no way I can impose myself. So we are still extending the olive branch to him and those in the former National Working Committee to sheath their sword. There's no need fighting. They will just be delaying the doomsday because it will still happen. The process of setting up a National Working Committee starts from the ward. You go through ward congresses, local government congresses, state congresses, zonal congresses, and then you now elect delegates that will go for the national convention. You cannot start, if you want to build a 3-story building, you cannot start from the 3rd floor. You must start from foundation. So, and I'm sure that our experienced caretaker committee members will do the right thing at the appropriate time. They are not interested in leading the party. All they're interested in is midwifing those that will lead the party. And I know we heard this discussion. They don't have any interest other than ensuring that our party remains strong. So on this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me congratulate all of you for remaining firm and resolute, for also respecting the rule of law, for not taking the law into your hands. And our party, the rebuilding of our party starts today. I want to also commit that I will stand by the caretaker committee. I will support them anyhow I can to ensure that the process is completed in no distant future so that our party can take off. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you.
To bring to the microphone to speak to this brand new, reinvented, progressive Labour Party of Nigeria, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Please be seated. Your Excellency, Our chairman, whom all of us agreed to, distinguished Senator Donadi, Your Excellency, the performing governor of Abia State, my own brother, Dr. Alex Oti, and the birthday boy, the deputy governor. Birthday boy, you know, you're now responsible for after this meeting. Now you put them today. Abia must feed us today. Distinguished and our vice presidential candidate, distinguished Senator Dati Baba Ahmed. Distinguished senators, I can see a lot of them there, from Vitume to my brother, and of course, Omoye, National House of Assembly members. I must come to apologize to you people sincerely because I didn't like the way you were standing. But I take our apologies personally and on behalf of all of us. Other House of Assembly members, Mr. Speaker, you know, I'm sure that we have a voice vote here.
Clarity isn't something you chase, it's a rhythm you return to. But most people don't even realize when they've fallen out of it.
NLC and TUC leaders, other stakeholders, because I can see all major stakeholders. I think everybody has spoken. What we did, and when Governor Oti spoke, I believe he spoke for both of us, in the sense that we discussed at length, consulted at length, and Governor Oti agreed to take this issue on. And I was surprised when I saw, when we met and he told me his reply, and when I started reading certain things about his private meeting and conversation in national newspaper, I was shocked. Okay, Darlington, sorry, it's not on a mission. I was shocked. But if you know me very well, I usually operate from point of weakness. It is better that people say you're weak because it allows me to exhaust reason. You must exhaust reason before you fight, before you ask anything. So we went to court. And I'm sure you know I've followed court in this country deliciously. I'm the first governor to come through court, to come back from impeachment, and to change the electoral calendar in this country. Forever. So I believe in court process. And I share what my brother that he said. In this case, the court has taken the rightful position. They've done the right thing. It is for all of us to go out. We are not saying we've won. Labour Party won. The future of Labour Party is that any party that would have been a party of choice today in this country, if not for the delay and going through that process, it would have been Labour Party. But I assure you, you'll be a party of tomorrow. Some have speculated all sorts of things. Some have even said, oh, he has left Labour Party. Some of us are on our way out. Some of us are on our way this. Let me assure you, We are Labour Party members. I have never discussed with any other party. We are going to discuss with anybody who discuss it jointly from our house as Labour Party. No party will tell you that they've seen me discussing with them. And like I always say, Governor, who would sit down and discuss. Everybody, leadership, stakeholders will say, we want to be part of this. It's not P2B's choice. It is choice of everybody. We must move and do everything we're doing as a family because we're choosing to be family. And this family does not exclude anybody. Like Governor has said, let's do the right thing. Let's go and do from ward to local government, to state, to zone, come and do it nationally. Everybody is free to contest. Everybody is free to. By the time the caretaker comes out with whatever they want, everybody is free. Nobody is excluded. And we'll ensure fairness. We want to build a party that will be fair, a party that will be just, a party that people can look at and say, this is how this party is. We want to go into the next election knowing fully well that we're offering Nigerians the best of people and competent people for House of Assembly, for House of Rep, for Senate, for governor, for any level of election. So we want to be ready. We want to correct even mistakes we made in the past because they were mistakes. So we need to correct it. We are going to be sure that whoever wants to contest House of Rep, House of Assembly now will be a Labour member, not on transit, not passing by. We want to be sure that those who go to House of Rep are not passing by. They are members of our party and they are competent and they will stand with the party because we want to be a party of ideology, not party where you just elect people and they become whatever goes on. And I thank those who stood, especially my brother there, at the time, even if you were a lone voice, be alone.
So you've been injured in a resource and you want to get a major check like this right here. Here's what you're going to do.
We must have senators who agree with us. That is what we want. Even if we go and fail, we'll fail. But it is better to fail being right than be on the side of wrong. That is what we want. And we're going to do that for Nigeria. Do not fear anybody. Those who feared yesterday had not done it better. We must speak when things are wrong. Nigeria is collapsing. Anybody can say anything. The numbers are clear. The indices are clear. Very clear. More and more people are poorer. If you want, go to your village. The people who are begging now are no longer, there are even people who are that are no longer people who used to feed and I'm begging. Even in this hotel, every time I enter this hotel now, I see people who are telling me, Oga, I just came to Abuja, I can't go back. In this hotel. So that shows you, these are where I used to come here. People say, Oga, will you drink? Come and eat. Come and do this. Nobody's offering me anything now. They're asking me to bring something. That shows how bad it is. When you now see somebody with that, but they're telling you, I can't go back. You see, we don't enter anybody. So let us know that things are difficult, things are bad. It is time for all of us to come together. I thank those of you who are doing very well, and let us stand together and ensure that the right things, starting from our party, are done. So, Chair, and leaders. I must thank all of you. Thank our performing governor.
Yes, sir.
Thank all those who are here for their contribution, for their support and everything. I know that Lottie came back east, some of the senators, Ogene and Co. and everything. I heard you've been removed as caucus leader. I said I didn't see your replacement here. So I think we have our own minority chief whip and everything. So we thank everybody. Let us remain firm as a family. We have a lot of work to do. Let's go and face that work and do it justly, loving each other. If there's anybody who has shown us hatred, let's show them love. We can't reply with this one. So we must extend love to everybody. We must be part of everything that is happening. We must remember that families do disagree and reconcile and move on as a family. So let us call whatever has happened the past. Let's march on the future, assuring that we will get to where we're going. Labour Party, Labour Party, that is where we're going to go. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency. Before the next item, His Excellency, the Chairman Abia, would like to make a brief intervention. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, I just wanted to bring us all to speed about the certified true copy of the judgment that was just released not too long ago, signed by Honorable Justice John Okoro Enyam. It's like I said, it's a 48-page document. From page 47. So by the time you finish listening to this, all the manipulations and the lies would take flight. The three issues submitted for determination, and I'm quoting, are hereby jointly resolved in favor of the appellants. And the appellants are Distinguished Senator Esther Nenade Osman and Distinguished Senator Darlington Wokocha.
Hey, did you know that SMUD is now paying Sacramento homeowners thousands of dollars upfront to put a backup battery system?
It goes further. In summary, both the trial court and the court below had no jurisdiction to entertain the suit of this first respondent. Whitman relief and first respondent is Abure. Whitman relief, as they both rightly observed, was inserted as relief number 5, as though it was an appendage. Consequent upon the foregoing, the decisions of both trial courts and the court below, recognizing Barrister Julius Abure as the national chairman of the first respondent, are hereby set aside, and suite number FHC is hereby struck out for want of jurisdiction. In the same vein, the first respondent's cross appeal in appeal number being an offshoot of the same judgment of the court below is hereby dismissed. Before I am done, may I admonish political parties and their members to endeavor to always allow their constitutions, rules, regulations, and guidelines to guide them in choosing their officers as well as candidates. That way, incessant internal rifts, which always find their way to court, will be reduced. If the constitution of a political party has prescribed duration for tenure of office of an officer, such officer should be humble enough to live at the expiration of the tenure. In the final analysis, I find this appeal to be meritorious and is hereby allowed. Parties shall bear their respective course. Appeal allowed in very, very clear sentence. Signed, John Enyaukuru, Justice of the Supreme Court. Need we say more?
Thank you.
Further,
Labour Party.
Further to this, now that we have received and seen this and heard this, we have further condition that the leaders of this party, the elected members and major stakeholders, we are going to leave from here to INEC to go and submit this document so that we can start the process. Because we have exhausted the reason. We will go there now, all of us from here today, and say, here is the document from court. This is our own resolution. So can we now start process of rebuilding with your recognition so that nobody gives us the excuse tomorrow? Speaker.
I used to think that spring cleaning was just about scrubbing floors and throwing out old junk. I thought that if I could just declutter.
Movement to INEC. There's an item. Okay, sir.
From the script read by His Excellency Governor Oti, I want to draw our attention to something that is politically going on in Nigeria now, and it is deeply instructive. We should reflect on this. Labour Party scored 10 million votes plus, reduced 6 million. Now that the political climate is in search of so-called another platform, the only platform they should be talking about, besides those that I had earlier mentioned, should be Labour Party, not another party that scored nothing close to 100,000 votes. We should hold this, we should use this. Labour Party is the party to be in. I mean, why bring in a party that has no governor, no senate, is it? Something like that. And a lot less than 1 million votes. Why? If you ask, is there something about Labour Party that they're afraid of? Yes. Is there something in Labour Party that they don't want Nigerians to enjoy? Yes. Is there certain goods that and positive changes that Labour Party will bring to Nigeria? Yes. And they really, really want to avoid it. Now that we're back on course, please hold this instructive argument. We are the ones with the votes that was reduced to this. So if anybody is looking for any other platform, it is Labour. And don't let this go, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
I want us to note two important dates in what we are doing before I move the motion. On the 4th of September last year, following the expiration of the tenure of the former leaders of this party, we gathered in Omoye at the invitation of the statutory members of the National Executive Committee of Labour Party, those surviving at the time when the tenures of others expired. And with other stakeholders that attended, the statutory members of NEC surviving, led by Dr. Alex Oti, did appoint a national caretaker committee for Labour Party on that 4th of September. While they took off to start their work, the former leaders went to court to obtain an order of court to stop INEC from de-recognizing Abudu as the chairman. That was when the clock was put on the wheel. And fortuitously, with divine intervention, on the 4th of April, 4th again, we started on the 4th. They stopped us from moving forward. On the 4th of April again, the Supreme Court removed the wage and removed recognition of Abure as national chairman of the Labour Party. So we are starting again. We are moving again with the authority of the decision of the Supreme Court rendered on another 4th of April. Following from that judgment, therefore, 4th of April, yes, that was when the Supreme Court cleared the way again. That's to show that God's hand in it. It started on the 4th, and the door was opened again on the 4th. So nothing will close this door again in the mighty name of God. So following this decision of the Supreme Court, which has been read out to us in very clear and unambiguous terms, the other claimant to that office has ceased to be the national chairman of Labour Party. Therefore, I, Senator Victor Omoye, representing Anambra Central Senatorial District, a member of the Labour Party of Nigeria, hereby stand up to move a motion that this meeting again, comprising the statutory members of NEC and all of us, the stakeholders led by Mr. Peter Obi, hereby move that this House hereby ratify the executive committee led by Senator Dr. Nenadi Usman as the authentic leaders of this party and mandate them to continue with the processes halted after the 4th of September last year mandate to go on and conduct congresses from the world, local government, state, zonal, and the national convention to set up our party one more time towards the road to progress and sufficient strength to assert its position in Nigeria. I so move. Thank you very much.
The Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly,
My name is Emmanuel Emeruwa. Right Honorable. The Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly, a member of Labour Party and representing Aba South State Constituency, Abia State, do hereby second the motion moved by Senator Victor Omoye to rectify the leadership of Senator Esther Nenadi, led executive, to conduct all its congresses and the National Convention as moved or as established on the 4th of September 2024, and also recognized by the Supreme Court on the 4th of April 2025, as seconded.
Thank you. May I now invite...
Hello.
What's your name?
I named Tom.
Do you mean my name is Tom?
Yes, perdón.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, having had the motion and the secondment, I hereby put the question, and it will be by voice vote. First of all, is there any objection? No. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. All right, I won't go the way of some. The ayes have it. Okay.
Committee, the LP National Assembly and State Assembly caucuses, and the members of Obedient Movement and entire Labour Party members to be tabled by Right Honorable Ogene, and will be seconded by the NLC President, represented by Comrade Puma.
Labour Party, forward ever. Your Excellencies, let me stand respectfully on the already established protocols. In spite of the chicanery of 2 days ago, I, Victor Afam Ogene, representing Obaru Federal Constituency, but in this instance, with the full weight and support of members of the House of Representatives Caucus, Labour Party, rise to move a motion, and I so do, that this assemblage of NEC members and stakeholders of our great party, the Labour Party, do move a motion, and I so move, for the passage of a vote of confidence on our leaders, especially Mr. Peter B., the LP 2023 presidential candidate, the governor of Abia, our own performing, Dr. Alex Chioma Oti, the National Caretaker Working Committee of the party, led by distinguished Senator Nenadi Esther Usman, the Labour Party National and State Assemblies, caucuses, members of the Obedient Movement and family, and the entire membership and faithful of our great party, strewn all over the corners of Nigeria and the diaspora, that will move this motion for their leadership, commitment, loyalty, solidarity, and further growth of the party. I so move.
Thank you very much.
Homeowners, if you want to sell your house fast for all cash, stop what you're doing and watch this, because Osborne Homes wants to buy your house right now.
I'm Alec from
Great party, Your Excellencies. There's no way I can be able to repeat the motion, but I, Comrade Abdul Wahid Ibrahim Omar, do hereby second the motion as moved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Excellencies. Having had the motion and having also heard from Comrade Omar the motion, I hereby put the question. First of all, is there anyone who is opposed to this motion? Okay. Those in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
The National Convention of the party, I think the item is overtaken by event. We'll move to the AOB and stakeholders interactive town hall meeting. And I've been asked to
that certain persons were allowed to inflict incalculable damage on this party. But I see the wisdom of our
who is the Deputy Minority Whip of the 10th House of Representatives. I will invite him to make a brief intervention.
Thank you. Our leader, the leader of the Labour Party.
Freedom come, my struggle. Freedom come, my struggle. Freedom come.
Freedom cometh by struggle.
Let's take it.
Wait, go. Wait, it's okay. Hey, Ola. It's okay. Sorry, sir.
I just got paid $60,000 for my car crash from using this app on my phone. And I don't know if you could see this.
Hey, Danny. Not much. Dani wọlé ni. Ó wọlé.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Who is your guy?
Impromptu and emergency kind of meeting, members of our team. To my immediate right, also
was equal to the Supreme Court judgment that was given on Friday, the 4th of April 2025. This judgment, which NEC is a party to as a plaintiff, and the major plaintiffs being the chairman of the Caretaker Committee, National Caretaker Committee, and the secretary. And of course, there was a cross appeal by the erstwhile chairman of Labour Party, Barrister Julius Bure. That judgment was to the effect that all the pronouncements of the lower courts, from the Federal High Court to the Court of Appeal, affirming Barrister Julius Bure as the chairman of Labour Party has been nullified, and that the party internal matters are not justiciable, but it is the leadership of the party that selects its leadership and those who will run the affairs of the party. You will recall that sometime last year, INEC had de-recognized the Abure-led National Working Committee. Sequel to that, the National Working Committee proceeded to the Federal High Court, and got a judgment that seemed to have reinstated them. Before they went to the court, the leadership of the party had met on the 4th of September 2024 in Omoye. We are recognizing the position because we had engagements and interface with INEC. We recognize the position that INEC was making. And we also had internal meetings where we found that INEC was correct in its position that the National Working Committee of the party, that their tenure had elapsed by the 8th of June 2024. Several party leaders, virtually everybody here sat down in Omoye, and we felt that we should put in place an interim management, the National Caretaker Committee, to temporarily pilot the affairs of the party, go through the world, local government and state congresses, the zonal congresses that would lead to the emergence of delegates that would eventually conduct the national convention. Shortly after that meeting, the court process started. As responsible citizens, we decided to wait out the court process. We didn't think it was appropriate for us to take the laws into our hands. And that is why the National Caretaker Committee ceased to carry out its functions. Now that the process is complete, and the Supreme Court judgment had been delivered, we met as a body and decided to get back the National Working Committee to work. And we thought that the first institution to be told after Labour Party is INEC, and that's why we're here. We're also here with a certified true copy of the court judgment. I'm sure you may have followed some of the noise in our party in the last few days, trying to muddle up issues and confuse the pronouncement of the court. The 48-page certified true copy is here, and I will leave it with you. I also believe that you will be served in due course if you have not been served. Being an option of the same judgment of the court is hereby dismissed. Before I am done, may I admonish political parties and their members to endeavor to always allow their constitutions, rules, regulations, and guidelines to guide them in choosing their officers as well as candidates. That way, incident internal risks find their way to court should be reduced. If the Constitutional Party has prescribed duration for tenure of office of an officer, such as this one, such officers should be humble enough to leave at the expiration of the term. In the final analysis, I find it appear to be meritorious and is thereby allowed. Party shall bear their respective costs. Appeal allowed. And this is signed by Honorable the National Caretaker Committee to proceed with the arrangement of all the congresses leading to a national convention so that the party will begin to run once more as a registered political party. It's instructive to note that in your website, you have Barrister Julius Akuri as the chairman of the party, but you do have a block here that says court order. Since there is another court order, we call you to remove his name and replace with the single senator. It's awesome.
Former CIA official warns deadly strike coming to America's power grid. Can you your family light go out?
thank you once again for this opportunity and for listening to us.
Even by officials of the party, who never stood by your resolutions. And so I believe that's one of the reasons why we are where we are today. I will use this occasion to remind all of us that our constitution is supreme, and the constitution of the party should be obeyed at all times. It should also guide our actions and whatever we do at all times. INEC is known to obey court judgments. We have always obeyed judgments, and that is how the rule of law should be. And I'm happy that you actually acknowledge that on our website, we acknowledge the fact that the presence of the chairman of the Labour Party was by court order. Before I proceed, kindly allow me to explain that the chairman of the commission is not here. He's away on official duty. And as soon as we leave here, we will communicate with him. On our part, we have actually been struggling to get a CTC of the copy of the judgment that was delivered by the Supreme Court, which is what will guide our next line of action. And as soon as possible, we will meet. We have a copy here, but I'm sure our legal representatives are at the Supreme Court trying to get a CTC, which we will use. We will meet and take decisions on this matter. We will also communicate to the chairman the development that has taken place today. I will also use this occasion to reassure you that INEC will always be transparent. I thank you for your visit, and I assure you that you will hear from us in due course. Thank you.
Labour Party with regards to the leadership, which has now been concluded by the highest court of the land. There's no fashion after Supreme Court. You don't bring in fashion. There's no fashion. Labour Party is now one. There's no fashion. Labour Party, Supreme Court has said it, and I want the press to help in building this democracy by accepting the verdict of Supreme Court. Thank you.
Sir, when the Supreme Court has said that, I can't believe to this Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal, right? The chairman. And I being a bit court, even after INEC had just determined stakeholders, all of us came here. Our place was the party can only function recognized by each member. Claiming that you're chairman of the Labour Party and the party recognized. That's what Supreme Court has assigned. That we take the parties as determined, not the court. So he's hanging on to the court, and the court removed itself from him. So there seems to be the challenge. Because if it calls a meeting, we will see this kind of occasion. So I will advise you as the former senior party administrator, because I advised the when this thing was breaking out, to do the right thing, to do the right thing. I advised them to do what congresses, local government congresses, state congresses, the national convention. Any of these, up to today, they purportedly organize a convention where they inform themselves
Sacramento homeowners, are you missing out?
Decision of the Supreme Court on setting aside all judgments that recognizes the leadership of Julius Abure as national chairman. I, Alhaji Bashiru Lamidi Akpakpa, who is the most senior deputy national chairman of our great party, and in consonance with our party constitution's Article 14(2)(a), B, hereby takes over the running of affairs of our great party with effect from today, Wednesday, the 9th day of April 2025, in acting a capacity, and Alhaji Farouk Umar Ibrahim as National Secretary. My leadership hereby call on all members of our party, the National Working Committee of our great party, as at 2022, we meet next week, inshallah, 14th of April 2025, to announce our plans, which will include zoning the position of national chairman of the party to the north and national secretary to the south. My leadership will also take proactive steps to resuscitate the moribund board of trustees and makes it more functional. The National Working Committee members listed below are hereby put on notice that the meeting coming up on Monday next week, where we shall immediately set in motion the conduct of world congresses, local government congresses, state congresses, as well as the National Convention, where every member of our party shall have the right to participate, provided you are a financial member. And these are the list of officers. The pre-National Working Committee members before the crisis. The Deputy National Chairman, Mrs. Ladilia, who is from the NSC. The Deputy National Chairman, TUC, Dr. Ayo Olorunfemi. The National Secretary, Alhaji Umar Farouk Ibrahim. The National Legal Advisor, Barrister Oyelekan Akingbade. The National Public Secretary, Dr. Abayomi Arabambi. The National Treasurer, Mrs. Oluchi Opara. The National Youth Leader, Comrade Eragbe Anslem. The Deputy National Secretary, Kennedy Ahanotu. The Deputy National Secretary, Alhaji Saleh Lawa. The National Financial Secretary, Mr. Roland Daramola. The National Vice Chairman, South-South, Ruben Favors. National Vice Chairman, Southeast, Mr. Okeke Innocent. The National Vice Chairman, Northeast, Alhaji Muhammad Al-Khali. The National Organizing Secretary, Chief Clement Odupu. And the National Women Leader, Mrs. Dudu Manoga. I also want to state clearly that our new administration shall adopt a new national convention within 6 months to usher in a new national chairman from the north, a national secretary from the south, and the threat of violence takes over of all Labour Party offices from the Nigerian Labour Congress President Mr. Joe Ajero is a threat to democracy and must be withdrawn with immediate effect, as no one has monopoly of violence. Any attempt by Mr. Joe Ajero to use force will have a dire consequences, including arrest by the police to face treasonable felony. Thank you all, and God bless. Thank you so much.
So just a few hours ago, the Labour Party's big and small Whigs met to bring in effect the Supreme Court judgment that threw out the regime of Julius Abure, depending on who you ask. After
Before I play this video, right, guys, I'll need you guys to come up and come and explain to me. Let me share my link. I shared it before, but I need people to come and talk with me. I know we'll talk. We're live. I'm just going to be in observation mode for now. Now that Apapa has come out, like we listen to that video now, Apapa has reared his ugly head. I don't know. Are those not threats I was hearing? He's threatening Najero. Abi, not the Ajero that they call him, yeah, whatever his name is, the head of the NLC group, whatever, or TUC, whatever they're called, right? So he's threatening that they should, for any. Hey, God, the question I was going to ask, right, and I'm sure that most of you will have the answer to this. The Labour Party, they should have some level of influence on NLC and TUC. Like, don't they have a say in who should be the head of the NLC or TUC? Because that body is very important and is needed. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that ties into it. And Apapa has come again. No, this man, he has come. He's coming to create issues again. I like the fact that Peter Obi, Alex Oti, and the rest of them went to INEC to go and visibly make known the new body they have constituted and the people that are to be recognized. I like that, right? Because it is very unfortunately it has to happen in Nigeria. And thank you, Mr. Gawanele. You seem to really have a lot of information on this, right? So basically, the CTC would have been changed if the audio had not leaked. Is that not crazy? I think I played the video 2 days or so ago. Yeah, it is wild that anything at any given time, these people can just decide they want to do. Now, wow. I don't know what is going on in Nigeria is so overwhelming, guys. I can't even lie to you. So everything that I'm saying, playing out with Labour Party and the rest of them, to be honest with you guys, I'm not excited. Not because there's not something to be, make people happy, but I'm not just excited. There's no limit to where the current people in power will not go. That's the whole thing. And I'm wondering at the back of my head, right? Does Labour Party, because it's not just talking about election, talking about this, gearing people up. Are they ready? Are they ready? Because, it is the grassroots. That's where they deal with people. That's where they snatch ballots. You understand? I don't know. Let me know. I don't want to throw any negative put because my own the sum total of everything and why I come out here as much as I'm tired today, especially, I just want to see something happen. And my own way of making sense of everything is coming out and just talking about it. Let's continue. I wanted to play this video. I'm going to share my link in a little bit so you guys can come and talk about this a bit.
Months in which Mr. Abure and his supporters made legendary attempts to rip up the rule book and install themselves in office, bringing the party to its highest level of public disrepute in years, the faithful appear to have come together and say they are confident they can now move things forward. They say that following today's meeting in which they unanimously ratified the leadership Nadi Usman and her National Caretaker Committee, a new direction is being forged as they prepare to put in place a program for the of ward, local and state congresses, as well as the national convention of the party. So after months of uncertainty, during which confidence was undermined in the party that Peter Obi took to the greatest, almost unimaginable heights, is the worst now over? Well, not if you ask Julius Abure and his supporters, who say they are fighting back. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by Senator Victor Omoye, who represents Anambra Central at the National Assembly under the umbrella of the Labour Party. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. And I have to apologize sincerely because we ate into your time because of the technical problems we had at the outset with Governor Soludo's microphone in Oka. What exactly is the situation now? We're hearing conflicting views. So let me ask you directly. Julius Abure was invited to this meeting today. He didn't attend, did he?
He didn't attend, of course.
Right. So
we weren't expecting him.
Well, you invited
based on what's saying.
Right. But you called the meeting to, according to you, bring into effect the Supreme Court judgment. What happened?
Well, the Supreme Court judgment does not need to elicit any controversy anymore. In a simple man's understanding of issues, there was an appeal against two judgments of the trial court and the Court of Appeal, and that appeal was brought by Senator Nana Usman, appealing as chairman, National Caretaker Committee of the Labour Party, alongside with the secretary, Senator Darlington Wokocha, as secretary of that committee. They are the appellants. So they came to the Court of Appeal against the judgment that recognized Julius Abure as national chairman of Labour Party. And the appeal succeeded. And the cross appeal filed by Julius Abure was decided by the Supreme Court. So looking at this ordinary presentation, you will know that somebody won and somebody lost. There's no way somebody who lost an appeal will come back and say, nothing happened to me. I'm still where I am.
With all due respect, Senator, if you boil down what the Supreme Court said, the court said that you have to use your own internal mechanism to sort out the problem. That's really what it said when you boil it down. So the question is, which one of the two groups is ascendant? Is it Nenadi Usman or Julius Abure?
Of course, it should be Nenadi Usman and his group and her group. Before this matter went to court, you have to understand that INEC had taken a position on the leadership of Labour Party, that the tenure of office of Abure and his led executive had expired and ceased to deal with them as officers of Labour Party.
Yeah, but INEC also had to obey the subsisting court ruling when it came up.
Yes, now the court, because they started recognizing Julius Abure as national chairman with his team based on court order. And those court orders, the trial court and the Court of Appeal, set aside. So the orders the two courts were directing INEC to recognize Abure as national chairman of Labour Party have been set aside by the Supreme Court. What it means is that we have now been returned to the position where INEC rightly determined as the monitor and regulator of political parties.
Yeah, but
their tenure has ceased to exist.
The problem,
and the party had taken some steps to fill the vacuum.
Yeah, but who is the party? That's the question, because there are two sides to this, and they're both interpreting that Supreme Court judgment differently. I mean, Ms. Usman says it's in her favor. Mr. Abure says it's in his favor. Do you think, I mean, is it necessary to approach the courts for clearer interpretation?
I mean, if you read the concluding pages of this judgment,
and I have looked
you have it. Yes, you'll see where the Supreme Court summarized
their findings on the appeal by saying that the order made by the two courts below, directing that Julius Abure should be recognized as the national chairman of the Labour Party, is hereby set aside. It means that he should no longer be recognized as the chairman of Labour Party.
Yeah, but why does the court then say that you have to use your internal mechanisms to sort out whatever problems you've got?
No, that is the natural thing.
The decision...
No, it is the natural thing.
Yeah, but the decision it made was that the appeals court does not have the jurisdictional power to decide the case.
Prior to the matter coming to the Supreme Court, Abure was recognized as national chairman of Labour Party by the orders made by the two courts below. Before then, he was not recognized as chairman of the party because his tenure has expired. He went to court. He was the one who went to court. And the court found in his favor, the trial court and the court of appeal. On further appeal by Nana Dusman and the secretary on behalf of the National Caretaker Committee, the Supreme Court set aside the order made in his favor. He filed a cross appeal. The Supreme Court dismissed his cross appeal.
I understand.
How can you now come and begin to say that the state of affairs still remain the same?
Well, but that's what the judgment said.
It didn't say so.
It didn't say the state of affairs. It said you needed to use your own internal mechanisms to
That's what we have done. We have filled the vacuum by creating the National Caretaker Committee because we're human beings. Nature abhors vacuum.
Sure.
INEC rightly determined that his tenure and his colleagues have expired. The party will not lie like that.
Well, let me put it another way.
So the members of the party came together and created
some members of the party, because there's still a group. I mean, I'll give you an example. Mr. Bure, for example, I mean, he still controls your secretariat. He's the one. I mean, you can't even go to your secretariat.
No, you can't say that.
He's the one who
we are law abiding. No, you see, we are law abiding.
I understand.
Don't jump into such conclusions. Let me tell you, Charles. No, let me tell you, Charles. No.
He gives his speech.
We are not people who are disobeying orders of court. We were in the process of taking the secretariat, and he ran to the court and got an order that INEC should recognize him. INEC restored recognition to him. We stayed away and went on appeal. Now that the Supreme Court has said that his recognition as chairman of the party was wrong and set it aside, we will move in and continue to operate.
Right.
Yes,
okay.
because
we'll watch how that goes. But why do you think, Senator Ume, that Mr. Abure is so adamant in this position, which is clearly disruptive to the Labour Party?
He's the one that will answer that question. One, he refused to leave when his tenure expired. And the Supreme Court admonished him without mentioning his name. He said, any officer of the party whose tenure expires should be humble enough to leave. So he's not humble, he doesn't want to leave. And the party cannot keep him when he failed to do what he ought to do. Assuming he wanted to continue in office, he knew what he would have done, because he entered into a settlement directed by INEC. The parties feuding at that time submitted themselves to alternative dispute resolution in INEC. And there it was agreed that Abure should be allowed. It's not today that they've been dragging him. Like, he should be allowed to continue as chairman. At that time, he was fighting with members of the NLC, who were statutory NEC members in the party. So as a way of allowing them participate in the 2023 general elections, a settlement was midwifed by INEC in the Alternative Dispute Resolution Department, where it was agreed by the parties that Abure should continue as chairman. And after 1 year, he will conduct ward congresses, local government congresses, state congresses, and then all-inclusive national convention within 1 year. Have you seen it? And he signed the agreement with his secretary, Farouk Omar. And this settlement was taken to the Federal High Court, presided over by Justice Gabriel Kolawole, and it was admitted a consent judgment between the parties. Since that time till today, Abure has not conducted any ward congress, no local government congress, no State Congress, and he jumped in to say he has conducted national convention to return himself and his cronies back to office. That's a breach of the agreement.
Right.
It's a breach of the agreement.
Right.
And because of that, he made the mistake. When he wanted to do this, you know, I was former national chairman of ABGA for 10 years.
Yes, you were.
So I advised them that you cannot hold a convention without building from the bottom to the top. You must put ward structures in leadership, local government structures in leadership, state structures in leadership. Then these people will now arrive at the final state convention and elect the national officers.
Right.
It's not a rocket science.
I have to
They
apologize.
refused to do all that and wanted to foist themselves on the party. That's what the Supreme Court told them.
Right.
If your tenure expires and you fail to do the right thing to renew your leadership, you humbly bow out. They failed to do that,
right,
and they want to continue.
Well, in spite of all these things you said, the lower courts agreed with him, and you know, it was at the Supreme Court where the issue has become, well, it's still, I mean, it's a bit, you know.
Don't be confused about the issue of jurisdiction.
It's a bit muddled.
The issue of jurisdiction is far back in 1983.
I understand
that internal affairs of political parties are not justiciable. It's not a new thing.
Right.
Do you understand?
Well, let me ask you this, because we're almost out of time, and I really apologize because you should have had more time.
No problem.
What happens next?
What happens next is that, well, if you're no longer recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission, who will give you the authority to
As the Electoral Commission said, they no longer recognize it.
The Supreme Court has said so.
What have you heard from the Electoral Commission?
No, listen. The INEC obeyed the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal in recognizing him after they refused to recognize him. Now, the Supreme Court has now set aside those orders made against INEC to recognize him as national chairman of the Labour Party.
Okay.
Why would INEC not obey it? I'm sure within the next few hours, they will remove his name in the website.
Well,
because they cannot disobey the Supreme Court after obeying the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal.
Well, we'll wait
the Supreme Court is the final court.
See how things
and there is no court in Nigeria that will order that Julius Abure should be recognized as chairman of the party when Supreme Court has said so.
We'll wait and see what happens.
As to what happens next.
I apologize that we
took I have 5 minutes more.
No, you haven't got 5 minutes. The other program has to come in
let me tell you. As to what happens next, the National Caretaker Committee will now begin to do those things Abure refused to do.
I can see
they will conduct the congresses.
I can see how you're bullied
at the ward level, at the ward level, at the local government, at the state, and then convention. And we said that Abure is qualified to come and contest.
Yes, you have
if he felt that he has run the party very well. In today's meeting, he was asked to come and contest if he so wishes. Let him come. Let's do the right thing.
Okay.
Let's go by the Constitution. And then do what we need to do.
I think you've made that point. I want to thank you very much indeed, and apologies once again. Victor Omoye represents Anambra.
Well. I don't know. I mean, they seem to, they seem to sort of have the hand. I mean, I don't know. They seem to know exactly what they need to do, and they're doing it. I'm trying not to say anything, contrary to what I don't want to work against anybody with my words. So I'm very careful with my choice of words, but the end goal for me is for Nigeria to get out from where it is right now. That's the truth. So I don't want to. Hey, Mr. Ike, greetings, sir. Good evening. Long time. Can you hear me? Like say you did on mute, sir. I think connection. Mr. Ike, please come back. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Long time. I personally I want Nigeria to work. That's geographical location. Welcome back. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but
I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can now.
You can, but I can't My video is not showing, so.
Your video is showing, no. I can see you, sir.
In my screen here, I can't see anything. I don't know what's.
I can see you. You want to come back? Okay, go out. Yeah, you might want to go out and come back. So now and make every person within that location, that geographical location, make everybody they do their thing, make they peaceful. Now that one, I be my own. Okay, can you see now? I can see you. I'm not on the camera, but I can see you. And
no problem. If you can hear,
yes,
you can hear me.
yes, sir. I can hear you, sir. Welcome, sir. Greetings to you.
God bless you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, sir.
I just log in to tell you to go use Muolo to carry your brother Buri to go back to Edo State. That's what I just want to tell you. Go to Dumota, go and hire Muolo and go to Abuja and take your brother back to Edo State.
He go trek. Which kind na trek? He deserves to trek from wherever he is.
We don't tire for one crazy man,
I'm telling you, such a that guy is a monumental disgrace. Wallahi. He had the opportunity to write his name in gold. The guy blew. I don't know. Are they that shallow-minded in Nigeria? Even the so-called, this guy is an educated man, lacks vision, or everybody's just thinking about their pockets, greed. I've never seen anything like that. Their needs doesn't seem to be that of above animals, because all animals do is roam around, look for food to eat. After they don't chop, they'll go sleep. That's exactly what. It's a shame, I don't go lie. The man disgraced the entire generation. Not believe.
He has soiled his hands with blood, so he has to do everything he has to do to make sure that the oath he took with the people that are pushing him, that he have to keep it, because if not, all the money they have been eating, all those people in the so-called nonsense executive working committee, these are the most we have. We are not. I don't think anybody is surprised to know what is going on. With what is going on in this week, we will tell even a blind man why these people don't want to go. It's all about keeping the promise of what APC want. APC want one-party system in Nigeria. So they're doing everything humanly possible to make sure that opposition do not exist. And they are going to do everything possible to do that. But I think that at the end of the day, who are they targeting? Is Mr. Peter Obi? They want Mr. Peter Obi to continue to settle problem until 2027. They want him to continue to settle the problem of his party until we get 2027, probably end up not having a platform. But anybody who doesn't know who Mr. Peter Obi is, you should be able by now know who Mr. Peter Obi is. So
I'm curious to know, Mr. Ike, what do you think about this whole process that they just went through now, right? By removing Abure and all of that. What does that do for you? Like, I really want to get your perception on it. And anybody that's coming in, I really want to hear what people think.
My perspective have always been, where I've always stood, is I stood from the point of when, after 2023 election, when Mr. Peter Obi called a press conference. And after that, they were asking questions. And somebody was asking about, is it time for him now to start a new political party? Peter Obi asked question back, which political party are you going to start? If you start a new political party, the same people you are trying to run away is going to fill in the same new political party. You can't stop people from coming into a political party with the kind of motive that they have. The only thing that you have is to be able to try to, reform the one you have.
Right.
But establishing a new political party, all those things you are trying to run away from your party, you are going to still find those things there. So for how long will you continue to establish a new political party? Why don't you try as much as possible to try to see if you can find solution to the problems in your own political party? And knowing who our principal is a man of process. Despite that they have bastardized the judiciary system in Nigeria, in his time, the judiciary has an element of credibility, and
Right.
if with everything that is happening, he still believe in the process. So if he had decided to do what people like my brother Kenneth Okonkwo, who I saw today in this meeting, I was surprised and shocked to see him. I think, but I'm happy. I'm happy that he's back. Um, you know, if the people wanted Mr. Peter Obi to use a sledgehammer from the beginning, then the same thing you are fighting against other people is still the same thing you are doing. So he doesn't want to do that. He wants to stay away. He want the process to play out. He want things to be done through the normal process. He want things.
I wasn't, just to quickly interject there, Mr. Ike. I wasn't shocked that Kenneth went back. I never saw Kenneth leaving. What Kenneth was doing, because everybody cannot be the same, right? Not everybody can be the same like Peter Obi, who is very measured and very patient and a man of process like he is. Kenneth Okonkwo, take it or not, was echoing the sentiments of a lot of other people. I personally appreciate what Kenneth Okonkwo stood for and said, even knowing full well that he's with Peter Obi. That's one person that will speak he will tell you his mind regardless. So seeing him there, I wasn't shocked, because what that proves is that Kenneth Okonkwo has the interests of everybody at heart. That is exactly why he acted the way he did. He wasn't trying to be a sellout like we have seen Val do now. Val is the ultimate sellout. Go ahead, sir.
So the thing is that after that, I could remember when PO came to Dr. Damage's platform. It was sure that asked him that question. And like every time they talk, that they ask me about what my stand is about the Labour Party. And I used to tell people that I am still a member of Labour Party and I am going to see the process to the end. It doesn't matter what is going on right now. I'm going to see the process to the end. Like people said on that platform on that day, sure, ask him about 2 or 3 questions. One of them is, are there people that you cannot work with? Our principal said yes. There are a lot of Nigerian politicians he would never work with. And the issue of forming a political party came up again. He repeated the same thing. Forming a political party is not the problem. But the issue is that when you form a new political party, the same people will plant their people over to your new political party. You will still continue to experience the same problem. So what is it that we're going to do? Let us see this process run to the end. After the process runs to the end, it was one of the reasons why that after this 2023 that it decided that obedient movement should start we should go back to the drawing board and make obedient movement authentic what is supposed to be. It is because of what is happening in all the political parties that forced the principle to decide that obedient movement is not part of Labour Party, because he know what was going on. He know what is going to happen, And now that the obedient movement has found their footing, he has his movement. He has his supporters. His supporters are not increased, but they have not decreased, but we have increased a lot. So he is standing on a very solid ground to make any demand or to make anything he wants to do, because he is leading a movement, right? A movement that you have never seen anywhere. So I think that since last month, people are telling me, what I said, listen, our principal have not said anything. Now, when I watched his last interview with Charles and Yagol, my sister, if you are following Mr. Peter Obi, you can see, I've watched that interview more than 20 times. You know why I was watching it? I watching it because I saw a different Mr. Peter Obi. I saw a man who 2023 has taught so many lessons. And I saw a man who is speaking from the position of authority and power and fearlessness. So you don't judge him by the way he speaks. But if you watch that interview, you can see that this man, 2023, has transformed and changed Mr. Peter Obi. Even today, even though he's making fun, but you can see that this man is not playing like what he said. Nigeria, if he died trying to see Nigeria is a better country, he has no regret to die for Nigeria. So he's playing that politics. He's ready to do that. But he's doing it in a way that you would not think this man is not serious. Like I used to tell people from the beginning, if you don't know this man is pomo. You can't eat this man. He's a quiet man when you're looking at him, but you cannot eat him. He's too tough to eat, you know. So I think, my sister, that what happened today, I think, is the beginning of a new thing. I'm not bothered about Aburi and the Apapa and all these things that is going on. The most important thing is that the process is going to the end. Now that they have gone to where INEC supposed to have the CTC, but now that I've gone to give them the CTC, let us watch what is going to happen from now to the next week. You know, let's see what is going to take place. But I want to tell you, Aburi will end up becoming the chairman of himself with anybody. Because right now he's not leading anybody. He's not leading anybody. If you are a chairman of a political party and the only governor that you have is not with you, the members of all the state house of assemblies, members of the National Assembly, Senate and the House Rep, all the whole governorship candidate of your political party, both those who won and those who did not won, both all the senators and those who won and who did not, is not with you. Who is really with you? I don't know. I don't know if you understand what I'm telling you. So
I completely understand. You can't. I don't know that. That's the problem I see with some of these politicians. You want to impose your will on the people. Nobody wants Abure there. Everybody has made it clear. The man wants to force. I don't understand that mindset. It's a very demonic. I don't understand. Nobody, even in all the meetings that he has called, turns out that he wasn't even supposed to call those meetings. He didn't even meet the criteria for calling those. I mean, that man is a monumental shame. What disgrace, honestly.
If you listen to the governor Alex Obi, you can see he tried to approach Abure last year. He said it. One of the things we have.
Yeah, I heard it.
He spoke to him. He called him. He sat down with him. He told him, "Listen, if you walk away, we can make you. You know, we can make you what do they call it? Trustee. You're the chairman of trustee. You know,
not BOT. I can't remember what position. Yeah, something.
We don't want to go. We don't want to go back to so many things, but because he's playing a script that is written for him by, you know, that's why they in that group is doing what they're doing. If you listen to the guy they call their legal advisor today with Shemu, you see that Shemu tied him on the corner, you know, and he was trying to drive away from the corner where Shemu put him, but he couldn't drive away from that corner because he knows the truth. Shemu himself is a lawyer. All these things, you know what surprises me in Nigeria is that all these national televisions, they have judicial correspondences that goes to the court to listen to judgment in the court. How is it that your reporter cannot come back to you with what was said, and he keep trying to, you are trying to reinvent what was said in the Spring Court. I don't understand that.
It's intentional. They are brown envelope journalists. That's their duty, to turn everything around. Not to, even when they even go for interviews. You see Charles just now. Charles talks like somebody who's afraid. Every time I listen to Charles, especially when people from the side of PO come for interview, the man is always talking like he's on the edge. He's afraid to allow them to say some things. He's trying to guard sometimes. I really don't enjoy Charles's interview. I'm sorry. I don't enjoy. That is what most of the journalists in Nigeria, it's almost like they have all received brown envelope. They are all afraid for their lives. They cannot speak. They cannot speak. They have to play the devil's advocate. That's all they play. They can't come out and say, okay, a certified true copy of the judgment has been received. I have in my hand a copy of the certified true copy. It is true. No, they won't come and
his father was the justice of the Supreme Court. He is from a very, very respected family, so he shouldn't be afraid of anything. He's not lacking anything, So
I have no idea why he's shaky. When he's interviewing, he's shaky. Go ahead, sir.
He tried to, he want to, when he ask questions, when people want to ask, he want to jump into it. You see what he's doing with Senator Ume? He couldn't allow Senator Ume to say what he wants to say. He keep apologizing about time. Ume is telling you, I have 5 minutes. I still have 5 minutes. But he still is trying to tell him the time is over. And he don't want him to answer the question the way he's supposed to answer to make his point. I do understand that. But, at the end of the day, I think Nigerians, I mean, really, honestly, my sister, you can see that what happened today in Abuja is that there is a kind of a fresh air that came in. It's like the black cloud has been taken away, and there is light. There is an atmosphere that if you are a member of Obedient Movement or Labour Party or who support PO, there are sense of feeling you're supposed to have today, because those people we saw today, because one thing sometimes I do ask Nigerians, if those people, if those kind of calibers of men that we have today doesn't know what the law says, doesn't have lawyer, where you have a former president of Nigerian Bar Association, Olumide Akpata, where you have, because I saw this Mr. Amadi also. I saw Amadi in that platform also, a professor of law. If these people, all these people don't know what the law says, how could it be possible that men of these people who have been in politics for this year, that has different kinds of senior advocates as their friends and advisors, are making mistake? Only Aburi is right. I really do not understand how Nigeria is thinking, So I just think that what happened today was good, because also it give our principal the opportunity to say many things concerning the you see my man, that you see what he said. Listen, Mr. Peter Obi is the politician that Nigerians, if you don't understand who that man is right by now, sister, you got to understand this man. Mr. Peter Obi will always eat with the worst person in the whole world. He will sit down and eat with anybody. But that does not change who he is. Those people, when she asked him, are there people that they are not going to work with? Mr. Peter Obi meant what he said. There are Nigerian politicians he can never work with. You listen to his interview with Charles. He almost repeated the same thing. Some of his commentaries is going towards that. So for the fact that he's talking to old political colleagues and stuff, doesn't mean that he's not alone. He belongs to a political party. And I keep telling people that I am not going to say anything until Mr. Peter Obi says that he's no more a member of Labour Party. Wherever he says he's going, I'm going with him. But I need to hear from him. But today, since last week, this month, he has continued to repeat it. I am still a member of Labour Party. And today you can see his speech today to tell you that we have learned from 2023. This time around, no more passing by candidate. You must be a member of Labour Party if you want to be part of it, and you must be a credible candidate. We are trying to build a new political party with an ideology. It's not going to be what it used to be. We want to start afresh. And I think that is a good thing, right? It's not going to be easy because these people who has been eating all this money all these years, it's not going to be easy for them to let go. But I know that at the end of the day, for example, when they went to INEC, when they went to INEC, you should know that they have taken this CTC to the police, to the SS, to police, to SS, to whatever, all the whole security agencies. They are going to take this to submit this to them, so that the day they decide to go to the Labour Party headquarters, they know that the security is aware that they're going into the Labour Party office. So they're going to go there very soon. They're going to go take over the headquarters of Labour Party. Nobody is going to stop them. Aburi with his gang can never stop that. So, I think that we are on the right track. It's not late yet, but all we need is commitment.
Yeah, I'm not. Here's the thing for me though. Again, reason why I'm still like in the back looking and observing everything. Yeah, I saw Peter B come out and he made. There seemed to have this surge of energy about him, and of course, clearly there's no way he would not have learned from 2023. Now he understands the political atmosphere in Nigeria is not what maybe in his mind he thought was going to work out, and maybe he had a different idea about it. Now he can see firsthand. He sees the ugliness of it. Absolutely, no doubt about that. That energy was there for sure, right? But you also have to understand that the entire system is in one man's pocket. The entire, literally. So it's not just about, Labour Party has gotten their act, they're trying to get their act together and everything, right? It's also about the grassroots, the people that are snatching the agri. Those ones, Labour Party, we need, if Peter Obi is going to come, I'm a supporter of Peter Obi. I don't really care so much about obedience, and I'm not crazy about Labour Party as a party, because there's some messed up candidates in Labour Party that I definitely would not want to associate with. The only connection I have is with Peter Obi, because he's the only par excellence person there. Of course, Governor Oti, Kenneth Okonkwo, like him or hate him, Ahmed Dati, right? Those are the people that I look at and I say yes. But you also have to understand the terrain and the kind of people that this man has to fight. That's what me I'm looking at. Him coming out today with the appearance he came in and the way he came and talked and the energy he came with, it was obvious for everybody to see. But the fact still remains, as they are grooming and they're trying to come together and make sure that they put the party in the right direction, they also have to be talking about what will happen grassroots. There has to be people who have the capacity to also match energy for energy at every level, because the entire structure is in the hands of one man. It's in the pocket of one man. We're talking about CTC judgments. The Supreme Court, if that audio had not leaked, the Supreme Court would have been able to go back and change it to suit their narrative. Okay.
Yes,
This is how.
Cannot take obedience. Listen, we are warriors everywhere. Listen, they know. Listen, they know who they are dealing with. I agree with you, my sister. Listen, it's not going to be easy, but I tell you that if Aburi has done the right thing since 2023, by now, the kind of people that are supposed to have been in the leadership position of Labour Party would have told the Nigerians. I mean, if you listen to that speech today, you can tell you tell you know it almost I'm saying the same thing. Is there anything that they're afraid about Labour Party? Yes. Is there anything that they think Labour Party is going to give to Nigeria? Yes. So we know where all this thing is coming from. Tinubu in his dream, the only person in Nigeria today that he fears is Mr. Peter Obi. They take it to the bank. APC as a political party, the only trouble they have in Nigerian political terrain today is Mr. Peter Obi, who is not the president of Nigeria, who only campaigned for almost 8 months, who only came into political thing for 8 months. So we know if this reorganization can start well, it's not going to be easy. We have a lot of credible Nigerians who want to be a member of this political party just because of Dati and Mr. Peter Obi and Kenneth Okonkwo and some people, some other like Tanko, like Mo. There are a lot of credible young men. There are a lot of credible Nigerians who want to belong to this organization. But because of what is going on, everybody is holding back. Listen, PDP is dead already. PDP is gone. So it is left only Labour, that they know that the only thing they have left is Labour, and they are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that Labour don't survive. But you see, the Bible says, whom the Lord has blessed, no man can curse. You know, there are times and seasons for everything. And nobody can stop the hand of God. You can only delay it, but you cannot stop the purpose of God in the life of anybody. So I think that at the end of the day, we are going to get to where we want to get to, New Nigeria. That's why I have never, everything that transpired in 2023, I was angry, frustrated for some months, but I later came back to know that we have to continue. We are not going to leave. We are not going to give up. We have families, we have friends back home. They are part of our lives, and they will continue to be part of our lives. We have people who were classmates, people you went to school together, people you live in the same street, people you play the life of bachelor and single girls and boys together. They're still in Nigeria. That we want a better Nigeria, not for us, not for me, but for the people that are back home. Because if they're okay, it reduces our problem here, because it reduces your own problem, it reduces my own problem. People in diaspora can be able to live their life without overworking themselves, trying to make better life for their family and friends back home. Because sometimes we do so many work in order to make to get money enough to be able to, you know what I mean. We all live outside. We know that people think that we plug the money, but it's not easy, because we live in a society where things work. We live in a society where you have to live based on the rules and regulations. So at the end of the day, my sister, I want Nigeria to work,
Yeah, that's that's the reason why some of us come out every day. That's the only reason, because if it works, it makes a lot of people's lives easier. All the mayhem that we keep hearing coming from Nigeria, it will not be. At least people's lives will be moving in accordance to how it should move. People will not be afraid to come out of their houses. So yeah, everybody is doing their part. I was curious, what do you have to say about Valentino Zigo's APC move, and what happened in the process?
I think the day he came to Dr. Damage's station, you did came in, right? You were there. You later came, right?
I don't know. I didn't make it for his own show. No, I remember he was coming, but I couldn't make it to ask him. I wanted to ask him why. I think I came in later. I now
Yeah,
said that I had a question. Yeah,
yes.
I had after he had gone. I wanted to ask him what is his reason behind it? What did he see? What exactly did they tell him that made him decide he wants to, you know? So I'm curious as to what your take is, though.
Listen, I am one of those people who know the moment, the day that Valentine Ozigbo said he is joining APC. No, before then, I can see his frustrations. I can see his feeling that his political ambition is not going to be realized. Mr. Peter will be like he had him today. That I like to operate from the point of weakness. You know, he felt that Mr. Peter will be telling him to be patient, to be patient. That patient he cannot endure it anymore. He give reasons why, you know. I have no problem that Mr. Valentine Ozigbo decided to look for his political future somewhere. But what I expected him to do, if he has gone to a political party like Zenith Party or any other, all this unknown political party in Anambra State to contest governorship, I wouldn't have a problem with him. But going to APC, that is, before he declared the APC, I was talking to some people in Nigeria, and I told them that Valentine Ozigbo is going to commit political suicide very soon. And when he commit that political suicide, it will be very clear for him. And he has given Mr. Soludo a free ticket to go to second term.
Yep.
And he ended up committing that political suicide. So some of my friends in Nigeria called me by saying, "Hey, but brother Ike, how do you know that this is what this man?" I said, "You can, whenever he's speaking, I listen to his body language. He's frustrated, he's angry because Mr. Peter Obi is what he does. Mr. Peter Obi is slow in solving the problem of Labour Party." I was telling them what does he want Mr. Peter Obi to do? Mr. Peter Obi is the man of process. He has to follow the process to the end. Mr. Peter Obi is not the person in the Supreme Court. It's when the case is called in the Supreme Court that they can be able to resolve the problem. So Mr. Peter Obi cannot go and tell Supreme Court, please do this quick. You know, everything has to go with process. So, but I think that, my sister, listen, this man, his political career is gone forever. And this is one of the brightest young Nigerians. You know, for him to be governor of Anambra State would have been as, you know, as when you are driving in express road in Canada where you live without any car coming in front and back. That is how it would have been. But he have decided to go Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. They have used him. Listen, let me tell you what all this thing is all about. All this thing is all about Mr. Peter Obi to say that the trusted people Mr. Peter Obi feel that is with them has abandoned him. This thing is political, my dear sister. It's all about one single man that APC is doing all this. You know, to rubbish Mr. Peter Obi political aspiration and dream. But you see, like as I told you, you cannot curse the man that the Lord has blessed. It's like that. It's natural, right?
So Valentine knew that. Why did he go to APC? Because that was a very disturbing move.
That's That's what I'm saying. That if it were only about this small political party that is joined to go, obedient movement will support him against Mr. Soludo. If eventually emerge as the governorship candidate of any of, even if ZL party, Zenith Labour Party or MRO or PRP, all those political parties, you can build it because you have the structure, you have the capacity to, with obedient support and the obedient movement, you have the capacity to do what Mr. Peter Obi did with Labour Party. And I think that at the end of the day, Mr. Peter Obi will support you, even though if you are not in his party. Indirectly, he will want you to be the governor of Anambra State, but he has lost it, right? So I think that if the process going on in Labour Party can be resolved, and because if you listen to Nana Usman, he said that the primary that Julius Abure conducted in Anambra, they are going to revisit it and review it. So I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. So we have to wait to know what is going to take place in Anambra State.
Because a lot of money passed, during all those primaries that they did, in Anambra. In fact, in other states that had the Labour Party candidates, I heard that a lot of money exchanged hands.
Yes, now
during this Abure's time, so there'll be a lot of expose. Clearly, we're going to find out a lot of things. I'm happy that Nenadi Usman, is that her name? I'm happy that she's the one acting in the position of Abure. I like to see more women in that type of position because they're very important to this whole process that we're trying to build.
You know who PO is? PO deals with a lot of PO when he was governor. Check the record when he was governor. 75% of the people that work to Mr. Peter Obi are women. He's a man who put women in authority. So that's why people, all the women that that they were asking all of you to be part of the political process. This is not the time to. Natasha has given all of you the strength to, to be part of it. So I think that by the time the new executive, both state and the local and the world and the national, by the time everything is done correctly, there are going to be a lot of women in a very good position in the Labour Party and the obedient movement. Hilda Dokubo, for example, in Rivers State, the woman in Lagos, I think, is part of Aburi. I know, that 3 days ago they went to storm the party, the in Lagos State.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they
so
saw champs. They saw champs in her office. I saw the video. They saw all kinds of things in her office. I'm so wow, But I mean, I don't know. Again, like I said, sit down, look the monkey business. I do like the fact that they're trying to organize themselves, and with time we'll see what happens. I just want them to make sure, because what happened 2023, where they have people, there's no way they can get around not having people on the street to mark aura for aura. There's no way around it, because the country has been completely captured by this man and his people, and it's very ugly out there. It's worse than what it was in 2022, 2023. So that's my own concern, and there'll be a lot of money that will be needed. That's another thing. There's no, that campaign of they give shishi, it's not going to happen. It cannot apply in 2027. There has to be money involved, because there will be people that will need to sort out, to take care of certain issues.
Yes, now this time around, that's why that we need this reorganization. That's why we need the solid foundation of obedient movement that will be able to raise people who will be able to be pulling agents. All this thing is planned towards 2027. I think that what happened in 2023 was a very big lesson for all of us. And I think that is not going to happen again in 2027 if God give us life to live to see 2027. it's not going to be what it used to be. You can see the way our principal is speaking now. You can see that there are you know, he has, that is force in his voice, and he meant every word he's speaking. Like today, see, he was encouraging, don't be afraid to speak. Nigeria is collapsing. You shouldn't be afraid of anybody. You should speak your mind, say your mind. You shouldn't be afraid of anybody. You know, so it's really been transformed. The 2023 has trained him, and all the whole thing is going through. You know, because if that young man is able to tell you what he goes through every day, my sister, this thing.
I can only imagine. Oh, hey, I cannot. I don't even need it. I can only imagine. See the small boy that supported him, that was in front. They went and locked that boy up in jail. A minor since January.
Yes.
Nigeria is a crime scene. Oh. It's very sad. I'm like, what kind of out of jealousy? Eh? The people around him got jealous of the fact that he gained their attention. Ah, no. It's
It's
really
Nigeria.
terrible.
It's Nigeria for you. It's I'm just hoping that if Nigerian youth can devote their time in trying to be part and parcel of political process in Nigeria, the time they spend on their phone with their content creating by showing off their bodies and doing crazy thing on the internet, if they can decide to be part of the political process, I think that because the old orders are going away, the old orders are dying gradually, and I think that it's not going to be easy. But if Nigerian youths can be able to get involved, you know, the way they did in 2023, but get more involved now, because it is even now more that we need people to get involved in your ward, in your locality, in your, everybody cannot be at the federal level. From the ward,
Right.
from the ward to towns and local government and state. It's very important.
Yeah, I agree with you. A lot of Nigerians in Nigeria need to get involved in politics, right? And then I also feel like, you know, a lot of people who live outside of the country that want to be a part of politics in Nigeria. I've noticed this trend of people who live outside of Nigeria that go back home, right? They even become worse. I don't know why. Look at that guy. There's a guy from Labour Party that's in the Senate. Turns out that the man was accused of fraud. Okay, he was he was is it
Senator
debarred?
Maswen
Yeah,
from those states.
debarred. Yeah, from the New York bar and stuff like that. You have criminals literally who move back from overseas, go back home, and now plunge themselves into politics. They defraud people to go and use it to run politics in Nigeria. You know, and sometimes they feel like they are removed. They kind of cannot understand the kind of pain that the people on the ground are going through. For instance, look at that man now, SA or SSA at his old big old age, SA to somebody, comes on national TV and is talking about, 1,500 is enough for people to eat if you're on minimum wage. I'm like, who be these people? Where are they from? How can you say 1,500 naira is enough for people to feed themselves in a country like Nigeria?
My sister don't care about you. These people don't care about you. They don't care about what happened to Nigeria. This present government is made up of people that has no more conscience. These people that you see that is parading themselves all about in all the whole area of this government, they don't have conscience anymore. They don't care about what happened because they know that Nigerians will always say, I beg, I'm tired. Is it, I don't want these politicians. I beg, let me go, let me leave these politicians, because they know that Nigerians has a way to say, listen, I don't care what they do, So if that man with his experience, he lived in the developed world, coming to the national television to tell you to speak what he was speaking, in a country, if it is in a normal country, that man, is he supposed to be close to government?
At all.
Even that day that he did that interview was the day they will fire him.
Exactly.
Because that's what they are doing. Where is your president? Does he care? They are killing Nigeria. They are killing Nigerians everywhere. Where is he? He went to France to go and make appraisal of his administration. Where is the legitimate man you have in your country as your president? Where is he? So it's just what it is, my sister. It is what it is, you know. But I think that Nigerians by now should know that they must take the bull by the horn.
Absolutely, we don't have a choice.
The hunger that is in Nigeria, the hunger that is in our country called Nigeria, you see what Mr. Peter Obi was saying to the people who thinking he's making a joke. He's speaking the truth.
Of course, he sees it now. Remember, Peter Obi goes everywhere. He sees it. Person when they build borehole for people, they enter village. Places there when Peter Obi don't enter when I know say they exist for Nigeria. Person when they go sit down with IDP camp people, they talk to them, they gist with them. He knows the hardship firsthand. That's what you do. Even if you decide you want to go back home and be a part of the politics, you start from the grassroots. You familiarize yourself with the people to understand their pain, so you will know what to. But no, Nigeria own a slave master. They won't take over from Oyibo people. I don't understand though. If you welcome,
it's not easy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ike. If you have the floor, go ahead. You are smiling. I know so you they come with action pump. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Uncle Man, it's not that I'm laughing at it. It's just that Nigeria matter don't tire me. Every time you wake up, we hear another breaking news. Oh boy. Honestly, I don't even know what to say about Nigeria anymore. The most important thing that is so much worrying and concerning at this point is this issue of insecurity. I don't know who's going to be a victim tomorrow.
So,
Like I always say,
watch the Labour Party thing and what happened?
I'm not even interested in that, to be honest with you. Okay. I'm not, sis. I listened to all the videos you played. I was typing my note. I listened to everything you were saying. The only thing I asked myself, why would Peter Obi be still in that party? Why he would have immediately leave and form his own party? But again, what do I know? I'm not a politician and I don't intend to be one. The most important thing that is so concerning to me is the insecurity. That is the most important thing. Any other thing we are talking about in Nigeria, honestly, to me, doesn't make any sense. We are not talking about Labour Party and APC and all that stuff. I'm worried about my family back home. I'm worried about them in the sense that, people even in the village, I am worried about them. They're talking about people cannot even go to their farms to farm anymore. I'm worried about them. So I'm worried about them because the government, they don't care. I've never heard them discuss about this in the National Assembly, what they can do about insecurity. They haven't talked about it. I don't know why it's so difficult to be a discussion for them to talk about. I haven't heard them talk about, can we stop open grazing? I don't know why it's so difficult. So that's why all these things, when you see all these things happening, you just feel like these people are not serious. You just mentioned about the Maswen or whoever, whatever. What about the chief of staff? What is his name? He used to live here in Georgia, but he can't come back because he stole one of his clients' money. But Jabi Amila, whatever his name is, he cannot come back to Georgia. But today, he's the chief of staff for the current president. Nigeria has become a dumping ground for them, everybody. All of a sudden, people will pack up and go. to Nigeria to vie for a political office. Just for their own interests. It's not for the interest of the masses. Because the former governor of Anambra State did the same thing. After 8 years, he moved back to Dallas with his wife, with all the money he stole from Anambra State, without doing nothing other than the quack airport that he built. And nobody's saying anything. They only want to come and grab. Why not even the country where you are living in? Like, what's his name? The guy that came back, Ozibo. He lived in Canada for a while. He can contest for political office there. But because he knows he's not going to win, that's why he decided he doesn't have anything to offer any Nigerians. Trust me, these people, they don't have anything to offer them. It's only about their own interest. You're talking about senators. I just keep asking myself, what do these senators do with the money they give them for their constituency? What do they do with it? Nothing. House of Rep, nothing.
Did you listen to Duma's interview yesterday? Did you hear when he said, was it yesterday now, where they were asking him, he was saying total of 9-point-something billion, a bit trillion, when they don't divide, when they don't get to, right?
Yeah, Jimmy, right?
Charles was not asking him, but you guys approved it. You approved it.
They did not.
He didn't answer. He was dancing around that question.
Okay, well, let's even say, even if everybody you go against him, they will still approve it. It's not that even if he stand up and say he's not gonna, sign or they will still approve it.
At least let it be on record that he said no. How about that? How about as a Senate member? Okay, fine, you've all been bought. At least, the ones that have a conscience say no. I'm not going to sign. I'm not going to be a part of this signing. What
How
is
many
the
of
use
them
of
even
the
have a
loan?
conscience?
Let
That's
it
what
be
you
on
even
record.
saying.
But hey,
almost 300 House of National Assembly. How many of them have even conscience? All they are doing there just to share money and share among themselves, both in dollars and in naira. And that's why all of them, all the whole senators, are fighting one woman. One. Nobody even stood up to defend that woman. Huh? No, not even one person. I can't even think of one person that stood up to say, no, this is not fair, this is not right. In a country of 200 and something million people, nobody stood up to defend this woman. Look at what is happening in Rivers. Now, Wike invited all this thing to London. To do what? To do what if it's not corrupt system?
For lunch.
For lunch. So there is no other place in Nigeria to have a lunch. And guess what? We get paid for their tickets.
Nigerians are jungle for them.
We get paid for their tickets. Believe you me, he did.
Yes, now 27 people. You know what 27 people is? It's not only the ticket. What of their lodging and accommodation?
All these things is just for 2027. He already said it. Tinubu, I'm gonna give Tinubu River State and FCT. And nobody's saying anything. These people opened their mouth and said nonsense. I was listening to Very Dark Man this morning when he was cussing Abike Dabiri, calling her all sorts of names. And I agree with everything he said 100%. Even the Minister for Interior. How do we have all these underage girls? How did they find themselves with no passport in our country? All these things are happening. Nobody's saying anything. The only thing, when he asked a very honest question, Interior Minister, is the only thing you know is just about passport. Is that all you do? What happened to our borders? Our borders are not secure. Again, nobody's saying anything. Everybody kept quiet. Peter Obi is the only person speaking. Out of how many, 200 and something people, million people. Only one voice.
Here you
I
are.
can hear the Northerners. They're waiting for him.
One of them, Mr. Ike is here. How many?
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Our president is out of the country. I love, if there is one person I want to see if he can bring to this program is Aka. What's his name? The young guy, Justice for Nigeria. You know who I'm talking about, Tomo? Peter Aka.
Oh, Peter. Oh, I actually have a video of his lined up.
Yes. When I listen to that guy, you know, in my head, the only thing I keep saying, these are the people that need to be in the Senate or the House of Reps. When he speaks, you just feel like standing up to salute him. Very intelligent, very smart. Tinubu cannot find anywhere in Nigeria to evaluate. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need to evaluate himself. We need to evaluate him. But of course, we know he went there for his medical treatment. Buhari went to London, in and out, in and out. Now this person is going to France. Maybe he got a referral from London to France. Now he's going to France. Tinubu built Lagos. Tinubu built Lagos. Tinubu did not build any single hospital where he can go to if anything happens to him. We'll betide him if he has an emergency. It's going to take about 6 hours to take him to France. We'll betide if anything happens. We don't have one single hospital. And Buhari spent about how many $1 million to build a hospital, a clinic in Abuja, where they say common Panadol is not even there. They squandered the money and nothing happened. They lied to us about Nigerian aircraft. That's not true. They squandered the money, nothing happened. The billions and billions and millions of money these people are squandering. If you use it to fix Nigeria, Nigeria will be the most beautiful country in the whole world. Look at Singapore. Look at Japan. Look at Dubai. These are the people, Nigerians, we are loaning money, giving money as a loan. Today, we are going from one place to another, borrowing money. We don't even know what they are doing with the money. We haven't seen anything. All the borrowing they are doing. Padding and padding and padding and padding and padding. What are you going to do with all this money? If Tinubu dies today, it's only white China cloth that they will use to tie him. Boom. All the wealth is gone. Abiola is gone. Look at Babangida. He can't even get up from a wheelchair because of lymphedema. All the wealth he acquired, he can't even care for himself. He's literally a total care because they're going to help him take a shower and dress him up and put him on a wheelchair. You know, the only thing he can do maybe just to feed himself. And that's it. All that wealth, gone. All that wealth, when he died, will be gone. We are still enjoying Abacha's money. How many years ago did Abacha die? Abacha died more than 20 years ago. But we're still enjoying the money he stole. It's always in millions of dollars. If there is another young guy, I have so much respect. I don't care what anybody tells me. Is this Burkina Faso, Ibrahim, is it Trevor? So much respect. So much respect. So much respect. Very intelligent, 30-something-year-old man. Yeah. But his people, even though they attempted to buy him just sometime last week. Why? Why? I was arguing with somebody and the person was like, it's Americans that are destroying our country. I said, how? How are they destroying it? Just because our leaders allow them to come into our country. I said the Burkina Faso chased everybody out. Even the Niger, kick them out. Now they're trying to make Hausa the official language. I said, because when you allow them, they will come in. Because of the money they're giving you people, they can come into Nigeria and do anything they want to do and get away, and nobody's going to say anything. But they can't do that to Burkina Faso. We don't trust our leaders because they are so corrupt. So corrupt. All they think about is money. I hate when people say the Westerners, the Westerners, they're not doing anything to us. We are doing things to ourselves. We are the cause of our own problem. If Tinubu goes to France and the French say, get out of our country, we don't want you, do you think he will go there again? If he go there or go to America and they chase him away, do you think he will be forced to do something in his country? But he will take our tax money and go there and pay for hospital bill that will amount in thousands of dollars because he will pay cash. But what betide him, let him have a medical emergency that will require him to fly from here. Unfortunately, I don't wish him dead. That might be a lesson to a lot of them. Me and you can easily stay in our house and call 911, boom, and they are here. And they can take you to the nearest hospital without asking you for money and all that stuff. But it's not so in my country. People are buying just so many preventable buy. People cannot afford to buy medication. Ordinary medication, they cannot afford. When I went home, people can't even go to hospital. They'll tell you, what do you mean by physical? Is it not if you eat, you will talk about going to the doctor? And when you listen to them, I can see where they're coming from. How do you expect somebody who is earning 70-something or 100,000 to go to hospital to do what? My friend who has high blood pressure was talking to her. She just recently lost her sister who was on her way to Abuja, got out of the car, slumped and died. Excuse me. My friend, she has the same problem. And when I was talking to her, she told me that she only takes her medication when any day she checks her blood pressure and it's high. I say, you need to take your blood pressure medicine every day. But she can't because she cannot afford the medication. She's a teacher. How much does she make? She doesn't make up to 80,000.
Even the medication you're talking about, is it the original medication? That is even the worst part of
That is another thing. And it's not even that expensive. Amlodipine is not even, but she still cannot afford to take it every day, Uncle Ike.
All these things they are drinking in Nigeria, is it medication? It's not medicine, you know. It's just part of the greed that is what Nigeria has become, that people will be selling fake medication for their fellow man to drink, in form of making money. So it's just we are really in big trouble in Nigeria, you know. Nigeria is in big trouble.
Yes, we are. You know, so if I tell you sometimes, in as much as Omoye, you know where I stand, in as much as I love my country, sometimes you just feel helpless. It's not even getting better at all. There is no hope. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I feel like, okay, let me keep the hope alive. But how?
We have to, my sister, we have to continue to keep the hope alive, you know, because as I was telling Omoye, you know, it's for us here, it's not easy for us because most of the things that we do overwork ourselves in order to be able to take care of our friends and families back home. So the pressure is also with us over here. Sometimes we abandon our own families over here to begin to think about people back home. So it's no matter however it is, we have family, we have friends, we have those we went to school together, those we went to the stream together. You know, there are so many things that at the end of the day, we'll try to keep the hope alive by, as we talk about our country every day. People think talking, having conversation does not work, but it's working because, you know, it's working. Everybody will not be in the field, but there are so many ways what we do is working in the life of our people. But because the problem is enormous, you cannot see. For example, in Nigeria before, when you give somebody $100, that's a lot of money. But now give somebody $200. How much is a bag of rice? You know. So by the time you buy a bag of rice and the other things, you find out that it's not getting better. You know. So I just hope, you know, continue to believe that it's going to be better. We're only crying for our children and our grandchildren to have a better country. Probably us, people of my age, we're no more crying for us to enjoy the better Nigeria, but for the children and our grandkids, you know. So we'll continue to keep the hope alive, my sister. We cannot give up, because giving up is not an option, because that's what this is what all these demons want. All these people who has hold this country for hostage for all this year. This is what they want. They want you to give up. They want you to surrender. And that's why they are using hunger as a weapon. That's why they are using insecurity as a weapon. That's why they are using intimidation as a weapon, for you to surrender and submit. You know, so we cannot let them. We cannot allow them, you know, to succeed. They have been succeeding, but we will keep doing what we are doing. I told Omoye that if the Nigerian younger generation can spend most of the time getting involved into being political process, instead of what they spend time in content creating and displaying stupidity, or in the name of creating content, I think it will be better for everybody. You know, my hope is that they get involved, they get more involved into Nigerian politics, from the local level to, you know, to the world and to the state. Everybody cannot talk about national, but it is that grassroots that matters a lot. What we are talking about now, about people can't go to the farm, people don't drink good medication, there is no hospital, there's no money to buy medication, even if there is hospital, you know. So we keep the hope alive, my sister. We cannot give up. You know, after 2023, I know the emotional trauma that I went because of my commitment to 2023. I wanted to give up, but at the end of the day, I decided no, I cannot allow what these people did to weigh me down. I will continue to do the little that I can to see that our country works. Some of us can decide never to go to Nigeria. Nobody's going to hold the account. Nobody's going to ask you why. But because, as I said, we have families, we have friends, we have to continue to do the best we can to make Nigeria work. We cannot surrender. We cannot allow them to continue to use us as a tool, you know, for their political gains. So we continue to talk. We continue to share our opinions and our ideas. They are listening. They are hearing, you know. So, my dear sister, don't give up. Don't give up.
Uncle Ike, I understand where you're, you know, I understand where you're coming from. It's just that even the people you're fighting for, it's like they, you know, whenever the federal government, you know, they adjust with the federal government. Whatever the federal government says and put out there, they adjust with them and move on as if nothing is happening.
Exactly.
You know, well, they will be the same people that will, like you said, constantly send you a message. I cannot afford to eat. I cannot afford to pay my children's school fees and all that stuff. The school fees thing, I've put a stop to that. If you cannot afford to pay for your child's school fees, then don't have children. Stop bothering somebody else to raise your kids for you. You know, you'll be having like 5, 6, 7 children, but you don't have money to send them. What kind of nonsense is that? Obama only has 2 girls.
Is the
George
thing,
Bush, 2 girls.
is the thing. Sometimes 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 you are so annoyed and so frustrated with the happenings. I know sometimes one of the things is that sometimes that the people back home do not really understand what the people that are here go through. If they tell some of them, when they tell you how we try to survive to still have a little that we have to spare for family back home, they really do not understand. Why one of my hobby is traveling around the world, and everywhere I go, I always try to look for where Africans are. I want to see the life of most of our brothers and sisters. And you discover that there are a lot of our brothers and sisters in different parts of the world that cannot go back to Nigeria anymore because they can't feed themselves. There are a lot of people sleeping in train stations, all in the name of my children. My son is in Europe. My son is somewhere. My daughter is somewhere. What I see whenever I travel, sometimes it breaks my heart, and because of that, when you try to help at home, and some of them don't appreciate it, and you see that there are people who are thinking that their sons and daughters are still alive, but they are no more, that nobody can give account of them wherever they have gone. So really is heartbreaking. Sometimes it's frustrating, because you cannot really back off your phone from people, because sometimes yeah, my sister, even Maduge, it's tough. It's tough really, but it's just God to help us. Really. It's not easy.
It's not easy, honestly. It's not easy. Like I always joke with my brother, I said, they don't want us here in America, in Nigeria, they don't want us see that. Where are we gonna run to?
So, we're
You
gonna
know?
run to Ireland. My island, there's no, I don't have Trump in my island. We have a peaceful island. They drive me. They drive
My dear,
They drive
this.
America. We can't go to Nigeria. Come to the beautiful island of Bonaire and they leave. Nobody's going to drive here away from here.
Uncle Ike, let me tell you, when I came to the States, fuel gas used to be less than $1. I remember my other sister would use $5, and put $5 gas to, in $5 gas, in her car. And gradually now, almost we are buying eggs, like how much? Almost 18, 1.5 dozen, like almost $8.
Mm-hmm.
1.5 dozen, like $8. And then the 1 dozen is about $4 something, $5 something, depending.
Here we are selling, we are buying, we are selling $9.19 for the type of 12.
Of eggs.
Yes. $9.19. Because there was a time there was scarcity of egg in the US. We were there, so everything skyrocketed. So the local farmers here could not produce enough. So those who were able to get some American eggs, the price of egg went to the roof.
Yeah, they said because of the bird flu. I don't know. It's been falling. I don't think the price is coming down. I think it's gonna stay like that. Yeah. I mean, it's just like I was telling a friend, one of my friends, I said, you know what? The good thing is that I love my Niger food. Going to restaurant to eat is like a luxury now. So I'm not worried about it. I said everything I came back from Nigeria, I can cook and eat a delicious meal. The only thing I can buy from the market possible maybe meat. Other than that, we move. I feel sorry for the Americans, that we eat meat in the morning and eat it in the afternoon and then eat it at night. We will always find a way to adjust. But you see this thing going on, it's going to get worse. It's going to be so bad that at some point, $500 will be nothing to people when you give it to them back home.
It has already become that. It already become that, because listen, sometimes you see somebody who call them and begin to cry that they want to drive them away from the house. They can't pay for their apartment. It's crazy, my sister. Listen, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And sometimes when you close your heart to say no, you can't do anything. You yourself, you will not sleep. You are disturbed by, you are so worried that you don't know what is happening to the person who is trying to tell you that they are trying to drive them away from the house. Your trouble is so much that, my sister, listen, it's not easy in Nigeria, honestly speaking. I just hope and wish that things will get better for Nigeria, that some of us that are living outside Nigeria can have a breathing space, because there is no breathing space. Everything is all about you. Everything is all about you.
Yeah.
One of my uncle, the son passed away this week. And this is a guy for so many years I've been telling to stop rearing children. He has about 8 children, right?
See?
And he has left them and gone, right? It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Uncle Ike, and that's what I'm talking about. You have all these children, and somebody's gonna send you a message and, hey, please, can you help me pay for my children's school fees? Excuse me? Obama, with all the money they have, they only had 2 children. The Bush family, they are one of the richest in this country. They only have 2 children. But you, that is a taxi driver that cannot even afford to raise 1 child, but you choose to have hundreds of children, and then start begging people to help you, raise them. Excuse me.
Now,
the Lord takes care of them. The Lord takes care of them.
And the Lord, then stop calling me. I'm not the Lord. I'm not the Lord. Stop calling us. We have responsibilities too.
It's not
So
easy.
just give birth to what you can afford. If you can afford 1 or 2, that so be it. But don't have tens and thousands, or see a taxi driver or a private driver. Then we have 5 children. Like Sister almost said, the Lord will provide. Okay, but don't call us.
That is the language of people who do not understand the meaning of the word of God. God will provide. It's a prayer that people pray upside down, not understanding what it means to say God is going to provide. So, but that is a story for another day, right? So it's well. Hey, Mr. Omoye, I got to go to sleep.
Yeah, I was wondering, I say, Mr. Ike has not slept. Thank you very much.
I love basketball. I'm watching basketball. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate it.
Keep me away from sleep.
Good night, Uncle Ike. Good night.
Yeah. My sister, God bless you. Long time. It was also Dr. Damages, and I'm using a doctor.
There are some people you cannot stand.
There
are some people you cannot. I don't like when people talk down on women. I don't like that.
Yeah,
and you have a woman at home, and you have a daughter at home.
I know.
So I can't stand that. I don't like hypocrites. I tell you, what you see about me is what you get. Like me or hate me. But don't be a hypocrite. Talk down on women, call them names, but you are married to one.
Exactly.
You're married to one. So it just becoming, my mom was the last fight that happened there between me and somebody. My mom saw that and said, I don't want to see you there. I don't want to see you there. So that's why I'm like, my business. Look at who you arguing with. I bet you this man is married. So I don't want to, go off. So let me listen to her, mind my business until, I have Omoye's platform. I have Uncle B's platform, to go to people that can respect people. Okay. They have people that can respect women and can respect men. But you can't come on national platform and open your mouth, wow, 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 and talk like a 1 hour from a P worker.
I get you.
Just because you have, you can talk. You just open your mouth and be talking like a word. There is no difference between you and somebody in a P worker doing a conductor. The only difference is that you live in America and the person lives back home in Nigeria. No,
I got you.
Uncle Ike. It's okay. Yeah.
Omoye, God bless you. Have a great night. I see you some other time. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a wonderful day. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Be blessed. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Oh, my sister back Niger matter is just so irritating sometimes, talking about Nigeria.
I know.
You wouldn't even know where to start. Now you see what they did to Natasha. They've silenced her for now.
Who's that?
Natasha now.
Yeah, they say you know what, they just quickly threw that in so that she no go, say as she talk for channels, is it channels? Yeah. Akpabiole would have sent that one boy man when they talk like animal for zoo. They for send that one to come talk. So they didn't want the back and forth because Natasha would have kept going. If you see they call me for, and I love the fact that she has sold the man, right? So yeah, they did that intentionally.
Yeah.
But they're not going to stay, they're not going to hold on for too long because very soon another thing will happen and she won't have a choice but to see. Because she says she has evidence, arsenal. And they wait
She's a lawyer. She will not make it publicly. She's very smart. She knows what she's doing. Trust me.
Exactly.
And let me tell you, sis, Ababio knows. And that's why he's running helter-skelter. We haven't heard the Bonny guy again since that incident.
Exactly.
He hasn't come out.
No.
Nobody's defending Ababio no more. Can't you see? And Natasha is doing interview, exposing them.
Exactly.
Because believe you me, Ababio knows that this woman can't just wake up all of a sudden. She has a proof. She's a lawyer. So she knows what she's doing.
Single-handedly bring him there, go tear in Agbada. He knows. That's why he's not coming out by himself to speak. You see, he sends his attack dogs. He goes and he sends attack dogs and all those women that don't know what their value is, that don't know that they are women. They use them. Say they come. See the one they sent to come and be trying to say that they are going to carry on and see what they can do with recalling. Useless bunch of people. They're not going to be able to do that woman anything. The only thing is, to be honest with you, I don't want her to go back to the Senate anymore. I really don't want.
I'm just disappointed. Honestly, I'm just disappointed that nobody stood up for her.
I'm not disappointed. I look at Nigeria, man. Look at that geographical.
I mean, I was
literally have this mad people taking over the asylum. The worst is going to happen. That's what you're seeing play out. I'm not disappointed. Nothing to disappoint you for Nigeria.
One woman.
Now, when the animal take over, what do you expect?
One woman.
Yeah. So imagine how if she goes back to the Senate, she will have to deal with 108 of those monkeys. No, I beg, she should preserve her life. Honestly, I want her to be alive because that woman has a lot to give to the people, to her people, and to Nigeria as a whole. So she needs to preserve her life. If I were her husband, I'm not going to let her go back to that Senate. Even if they say, okay, she can, I'm telling you, it's going to be painful, I understand, because her constituents, they're depending on her and they really, want her and she's able to work. She can still do all of that, without having to be in the Senate. To be honest, there's no need. Those people, You don't know what those people are planning for behind the scene. Imagine coming to work every day, your heart will be your mouth. You constantly have to be on top. No, I beg you don't want not in Nigeria that we're in right now.
I believe Tinubu at some point intervened. This issue of recall, I believe Tinubu stopped it. I don't believe it was INEC. Yes.
You could be right about that.
And I don't believe he's INEC, my sister. I believe Tinubu put a stop to that because he knows what is going to happen.
Yeah.
INEC did not, it's not kudos to INEC. Nope. This is not INEC matter.
Of course, they're going to say kudos to INEC. You know now.
Tinubu stopped it. Yeah. Like, don't do that. Because he knows the whole world. Everybody's watching to see how this is going to end.
Exactly. And everybody's attention is on it too.
Yes. So that's what he did. You can see that everything is kind of died down. I bet you that's what is. This case will be settled behind the closed door. We might not hear
anything probably about right. This yeah, again. But I really want to see the fields though.
We might not know. We might not. We might not
I want to see Akpabio dragged in the potopoto inside that Lagos gutter. That's what I want to see. I wish they would settle it out of court.
They are having conversation behind the closed doors. We might not hear anything. Next time, I'm thinking this was going to happen. You're going to ask Natasha. She will tell you, I don't want to talk about it. That's what's going to happen. They're going to close this case behind closed doors. But one thing I will tell Natasha, if she's listening, never you take any political appointment. Never. Because any political appointment that she's going to take, guess what's going to happen? You know, like I said, she can be fired immediately. They can appoint her today and let her go tomorrow. But when you are elected by people, it's very difficult. Let her not take any political appointment from this administration. That's my advice to her. I know she's smart. She has people, you know. She's married to a family of a politician, so you know she knows what to do, and they will advise her.
Yeah, she knows exactly what she's very calculated. I like the fact that she's very calculated in her moves. And I'm very I also appreciate her husband for standing by her. And it's not giving her up to those animals to piss off. You know. So for me, that's why for me it's good that she's fighting this fight. It's good because she has exposed the fields that they call the Senate. So people have now they're now beginning to see the Senate for what it is. I'm glad that she has put a touchlight on that. But I really don't want her to go back because it will be too much for 108 people against one person. It's mad. Even though some people say, oh, there are people supporting her in the back, there are people, I beg, there's no need. People that cannot stand front and center and defend you, their features. I don't know. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's not up to me. Well, I'm hoping that she herself thinks about it and weighs it. If she feels that she can fight, okay, who am I?
Yeah, I don't think we will hear. I believe there is a conversation going on behind closed door. Natasha will be talked to. So many things will be offered to her. She has dragged that Babio. I've dragged him to the lowest point of his career and his life. Exactly. I bet you he did not know that this woman will go this far. He did not handle this
he didn't see it. Nothing. Yeah, he did not. He didn't really see
not even only that. You know, sometimes you listen to these people, you think they're smart. They're not smart. No. If I were Abio, when this thing happened initially, I will step down and ask you guys to investigate. Let it be that the case was investigated and you still win, you know, it's still in your favor.
He would still have been in his favor. I don't know why he was doing. They still would have given it in his favor.
Exactly. You know, I would be like, okay. But he did not do that. He wanted to do gara, gara, gara. I am the Senate president. Let me show you who I am. I'm gonna suspend her. Suspend her. How about his wife? Huh? You are suing her. I don't even know how she got involved. All of a sudden, you people started showing public affection.
They love each other. Now, you not see love.
Which love?
You have love like that.
Which love? Which love? Because Natasha and her husband kissed all of a sudden.
Kissing galore.
Come on now. I mean, you know, when you see two people in love, they're not used to kissing. You can tell
exactly.
Natasha, her husband.
They're not used to that affection. I can't be. Look at even when I saw the last one he did. I don't know where.
That's on the doctorate degree.
He was forced. He was so forced. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not I mean, come on. They're not used to kissing. You can tell Natasha and her husband, that's their breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I mean, no.
Yeah, their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can tell they have the chemistry. They are holding hands together, but Abby, you can't. It's not there. It's not there. No, to be honest, it's not there. I mean, we can't feel it. All of a sudden, now you are trying to pepper Natasha. Hey, Natasha, that is a disgrace to Babu.
Completely. I want her to really truly drag that man. Oh my God, the kind of dragging. We don't know they drag person. They go drag inside that the gutter, for inside the Morocco, for inside those what do they call them?
For his brokers, drag him, squeeze him.
That filthy water inside Lagos.
Makoko water.
Makoko water. All those when they stay, when they build house on top of water, inside that filthy dark. Now, oh my God! All the evidence need to come out. That man, I want. By the time she's done with him. There'll be nothing left. There'll be nothing.
Nah.
Left.
He didn't handle it. Amen. And the way his wife came out immediately. No. Oh no. They didn't know that this woman, they didn't know. I'm sure they are really, really shocked. Shocked with her behavior and the things she did and granting all these international interviews and going to IPU.
And most recently, New York Times. So don't forget that.
Exactly. Hey.
Yeah.
Come on. No. She really disgraced you, all of you, including you and your wife. You didn't handle this well. You should have had a back conversation, but you want to use your power. Look at you now. You can't even come to the Senate. The woman.
You have to give it to Natasha. Me, I like the woman. She's a bit fight. Now this kind of fight I do like this.
Me, the thing shocked me. Me, I don't go like it.
No, because nobody was expecting. I remember everybody was saying, "Oh, Natasha, why is she crying?" I remember somebody actually calling me that she's showing weakness. That she's showing weakness. That no.
No, it is not weakness. I mean, she even held it together. I cannot hold it together.
They were just, they were, because their own idea is that they feel like, some of these people feel like they are the political and strategists, right? So that she shouldn't show weakness. When you show weakness in Nigerian politics, oh my God! I say, listen, she's a human being. What she's going through is emotional for her. She should express how she feels, right? But
one woman, 108 people.
Oh,
right?
That's it. She's gone. That they're just going to let her. That, oh my God, they're going to recall her. They're going to do this. And I said, okay. When the woman comes start to bring out what she carry for her. Hey, all of them. We never expected that. So people are underestimating women.
Ododo run.
Exactly.
Like she said, if you put Ododo and Yaya Bello combined, she will defeat them under 4 hours. I believe. The Kogi people will vote for her. Ododo is there. He hasn't done anything for Kogi people. Yaya Bello was there for 8 years. Instead, he stole almost $1 billion. Is it $1 billion or whatever? How much he stole?
Pay school fees for all your children
in advance. In advance, in dollars. If I may ask, can you use Naira in this country?
I'm not sure that they use Naira again.
Exactly, they don't use Naira again. Dollar is now our official currency.
Exactly.
Can you use dollar and go buy something in China? Other countries, except in Nigeria, we don't even have any law. We don't have any law.
Look, it's gone. Look, it's gone. No, forget. No law in Nigeria. It's a jungle. If a country is a jungle, there's no law. There's no law. That's it. Forget about it. There's no law. I better go. Oh, but what do? We move. It's all good. I mean, we will continue to do. That's what we'll do in parts. Only now we go see how everything will turn out eventually. We will see how it all plays out. So anyway, let me end it here for now. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, my sister. Even though I said I'm tired, but we'll continue to talk.
Exactly. You can't give up.
Continue to talk. Hey, my country. May God bless all of us. Let's continue to work hard. Maybe something will turn around.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know what's gonna happen. Only God knows. Future, we can't predict what is gonna happen in future, but let's keep positive attitude and hopefully something good will happen.
From you. Yay!
Don't be surprised that we move to Burkina Faso. I'm just giving you a heads up. Don't be surprised, though. God is not forbidding anything. Don't be surprised. I will move to Burkina Faso because I like to see development. You see what that young guy is doing. I like to read about him.
Yeah.
Can you imagine these people telling you they will come and build 200 mosques? You say, we don't need it. We have enough.
Exactly. When you give me the money, I take build.
In Nigeria, they will collect the money and they will even
share them amongst themselves.
They will even build self. They will say, let's
build. They're not go build shishi. How many trillions now they don't collect? Undume said, do you see anything? He said they collect money for adolescents, something young girls.
Millions.
Did they do anything? No. Is it showing? No. They're not going to do anything. Forget. They will all go repaint one old mosque when they get for them. Just put paint. That's all. My sister, thank you very much, Jare. Everybody, thank you so much. Emilade, good night. Michael, Madam Lou. Good night too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right.
You. Oga Ike, thank you very much. Everybody, Seeds, Kenny, everyone that was here, Queen TA, everybody, Mr. Pius, all of you now. We will see again on the next live. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Yeah.